WMIX Sports, Rams football on WMIX and WMIXsports.com is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Mount Vernon Rams football is also presented in part by Buffalo Wild Wings, Red Lake College, One Stop Flooring America in Mount Vernon, State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Joe's Pizza of Mount Vernon. First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon. And also by Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Schmidt Ford of Salem. Ford Square and King City Chrysler. And People's National Bank. We take you to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth for the Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football starts now.
2017 starts now here in Taylorville as the Mount Vernon Rams get their season underway. Feels like forever since we last spoke back in the final out of the Rams baseball season in 2017 back at Salem. Here we are in another Apollo Conference community. Glad to be here with you. I'm Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonnon alongside for this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Coming to you tonight on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and worldwide with streaming video at WMIXsports.com. The Taylorville Tornadoes a year ago were a team that went 8-3 in the regular, 8-3 overall. They were 7-2 in the regular season. Struggled somewhat when they got to Apollo play. They lost to a very good Mount Zion team in 2016, lost another one after that in the Apollo. However, outside of the conference, an undefeated Tornado team, and coming in a team with high expectations. That said, Landers Collision Centers, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS the next time you need them. Rams football, as you know, is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Glad to have them back another year. We are in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth here tonight. Jeff Lonnon, of course, for this Rams team. You've seen it time and time again, having coached football for so many years. It can be tough to find a rhythm from year to year. It's a Ram team that did not win a game for just the second time in the school's history a year ago. However, that was a very young Rams team a year ago.
It was a very young team, and and we're somewhat young this year too, but we're a little bit older than last year, and you hope that experience of going through that 0-9 season has translated into some improvements. They've ironed out some little nuances that they didn't do so well last year, and maybe we'll do those things this year. Obviously, turnovers, penalties, all those things play into that. And I think that tonight's going to be a pretty tough test for them, to be quite honest with you. The Taylorville is a very, very good football team. They're a playoff team from a year ago. They have a winning tradition up here. And it's a very, very tough test. We're going to find out some things about the Rams tonight on the road here in Week 1.
This series has not favored the Mount Vernon Rams one bit. 0-3 in the past 3 games. The Rams lost 35-0 at home last year, hoping for a better result in 2017. We spoke with Mark Goodhart on the Saturday Sports Show this past week. We have him every week after the 8 o'clock news on WMIX AM 940 and 96.5 FM. Let's revisit that when we come back on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. We'll preview 2017 with Rams head coach Mark Goodhart coming up. We'll take a break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
As part of our 10 years of Community First celebration, we're proud to bring you Community Love, a unique local fundraising program supporting local causes. Hi, this is Priya Ashby with Community First Bank. Unlike national or even regional initiatives, Community Love supports local programs with local dollars. As good stewards, Community First Bank will even be matching your donations. So we invite you to show your community love by supporting those in need. Look for pledge forms at businesses around Jefferson County and all of our 5 banking locations and donate today. Community First Bank. Local matters. Member FDIC.
Learn about dozens of colleges and universities at the Illinois Regional College Fair hosted by Red Lake College on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 until 11. It's free to students and parents. Visit the RLC Gymnasium to ask questions of more than 30 regional schools. Learn about financial aid, scholarships, transferring, how to pick a major, and much more. Take the next step at the Illinois Regional College Fair on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 to 11 at Red Lake College. Red Lake College, your journey starts here.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank. Welcome back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Back in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth here in Taylorville. Back
About 6 days ago on a Saturday morning here in August, we were able to talk Vernon Rams football with head coach Mark Goodhart. We previewed the season somewhat. We talked about some of the guys who we expect to step up here over the next 9 weeks to hopefully get the Rams back into the playoffs. As a matter of fact, last time the Rams had a winless season, which has only happened twice, they went to the playoffs the very following year. We talked about what it would take to get to that point. Rams football coach Mark Goodhart. We did that this past Saturday. Here it is again on the Flanders Collision Center's pregame show. We're talking now to Mount Vernon Rams head coach Mark Goodhart. Goody, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How you doing, brother?
I'm wonderful. It's good to hear your voice, and it's good that we're able to talk Mount Vernon Rams football right now. And, of course, for your team, obviously you've been practicing hard. 2-a-days, I'm sure, and Meet the Team was last night at the new Kent Hunt Stadium. So we have all of that to look forward to, of course, Week 3, the home opener. But first, the Taylorville Tornadoes. I know it has to be exciting. Second year, of course, as head coach of your alma mater, and a chance now to go on the road and hopefully knock off the Tornadoes of Taylorville.
Well, we have a lot to prove this year. Not only as a system, but individually. 0-9 last year was devastating. But hey, the kids have worked hard, and I think we're ready to go. That long trip to Taylorville, and we'll see.
Well, and we talked last year many times about the bright spots, and I thought that there were a lot of bright spots last year. And I know you've lost some to graduation, and last year when your initial quarterback Rutherford goes down, he does what he can to stay playing for you. He becomes a running back that allows then sophomore Nick Malone to start taking the snaps, and a case where he showed a lot of promise last year. And I know already getting a lot of the pub early this year. We'll get into some of the other players, of course, but sure. He stepped into a leadership role as a sophomore, and I'm sure is ready to come back as a junior.
Definitely. Nick is a true leader of that group. Every day, first one there, last one to leave, picking up the field. He's definitely one to take the reins this year. I'm lucky to have him, and like the others I have that have really stepped up. It's hard. It's difficult when you go 0-9. Keep that interest, but. This group has really gelled over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, hey, we're ready to go.
And that's good to hear. And, of course, ready to go. Who are some of the guys? We obviously Nick Malone, but who are some of the other guys we can see or hope to step up for the Mount Vernon Rams in 2017?
Well, we got a senior running back, Rasheed Rudd, who did not play last year. He's come along, worked hard this summer. Isaiah Damron, he's had... moved him up as a freshman, saw him just a little bit, as a sophomore, still trying to learn the system. But every day he's wanting to learn more football and comes to the room at school as much as he can and watches film. We have a sophomore, Amir Span. He's grown probably 3 inches since last year. He's a big target. We got a young crew. Jairi Seacrest, Jeremiah Fitzgerald's our kicker. He's back. He's playing soccer plus football, so he's double dipping there. Imani Craig, big 6'2" linebacker, 225. Dawson Winkleman was our center last year once Gabe Blumeyer went down. Dawson's back. We've got several sophomores that jumped in. Charlie Allen, Tyrus Owens, Brody Rutherford. Those guys are young, but they're ready to compete, and it's good to see. You see sophomores kind of sitting back, kind of just waiting their turn, but these guys are chomping at the bit, stealing reps when they can. So it's good to see.
It has to be. And, I know we look back at last year, and nobody wants to go through that, but a case of where it seems like there are opportunities now, guys to prove themselves, Rams getting younger, of course, and an opportunity to start to season themselves, jump at opportunities, and lead this team into the future, which should have some W's on the scoreboard when it's all said and done.
Oh, we hope so. With we say we want to go to the playoffs and win every game. We're taking baby steps. We're looking for sustaining drives, punching it in, no mistakes. Last year, I would say our theme last year was when bad things happen, hey, we got to stay positive, and that was hard last year. Especially when you're opening up the second half with a running clock. It's hard to stay positive. But I think with the group that experienced that last year and are playing this year, they have something to prove. And so, I'm anxious to head to Tornado Land and see what these guys are all about.
Of course, a lot of folks excited. Kent Hunt Stadium. We'll get obviously some football play there last night with Meet the Team. The first game is Week 3. A couple of long road trips to start the year. Week 2, not a true road contest. It's at Urbana against Woodstock on Saturday the 2nd, a 7:30 start. But a couple of road trips out of the way, but then a home game against Triad. And I know that many obviously looking forward to the first 2 games, but many also looking forward to the new stadium and all that brings.
Right. Everybody's talking about that first home game. We've got a challenge ahead of us. As you said, 2 long trips. Taylorville's not an easy place to get to. We're taking an Old Yellow, and so that'll be a tough one. Opening their first game, our first game, and both teams ready to get things rolling. Week 2, we traveled to Urbana, and I guess it's kind of a road trip for both teams. Urbana High School is a great facility, home of the Tigers, orange and black. So hey, we'll take it as a home game and see what we can do.
Amen to that. Coach, obviously our final question, hopefully you're used to it by now, is the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week. And this week, obviously, I don't know what inspired it. I honestly can't tell you. But many of us love sweets, some that are good for us, some not. But when going the healthy route to satisfy your sweet tooth, what is your favorite fruit?
I like a banana.
Like that potassium, huh?
Yeah, like that potassium. Hey, it's good for you, fills you up, and not bad on a cracker with peanut butter.
Love it. Love it. Coach, appreciate it. Can't wait for Friday. Road trip to Taylorville. We will see you there.
Thank you, sir. Go Rams.
With Mark Goodhart, you're always going to get a lot of optimism and a lot of energy, and that's what we had this past weekend on the Saturday Sports Shows. We talked about this team in 2017, where they hope to go, where they plan to be, and obviously that's in the playoffs. They hope to get there this year, 2017. It all starts tonight, just a matter of minutes before kickoff. Here in Taylorville, we're in Christian County for the Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes. It's coming your way right here, AM 940 and 96.5 FM, as well as WMIXsports.com. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some more on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
The all-new 2017 Jeep Compass is being hailed as the most capable compact SUV ever. Hi, Roy Schmidt of the King City Chrysler Center, Mount Vernon. The 2017 Jeep Compass offers best-in-class 4x4 capability, best-in-class fuel economy, and best-in-class 8.4-inch Uconnect touchscreen audio, just to name a few. And with over 70 available safety and security features, you will feel more confident on the road. The 17 Compass has an eye-catching exterior design and a comfortable, updated interior that you are sure to love. Compass offers 4 exciting models: the Sport, Latitude, Limited, and the all-inspiring Trailhawk Edition. Stop in and drive yours today right here at King City Chrysler, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or call us at 618-242-6600 and shop online at kingcitychrysler.com.
Most Tuesdays are just Tuesdays, except at Buffalo Wild Wings, where Tuesdays are Wing Tuesdays. But now even Wing Tuesdays aren't just Wing Tuesdays, because Wing Tuesdays are half-price Wing Tuesdays, which means your boring Tuesday that became Wing Tuesday now costs you half as much. In case you're confused, we have half-price Wing Tuesdays. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Prices and participation vary. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
Back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Back here in Taylorville for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonnon, alongside the Mount Vernon Rams opening up 2017 here in Christian County against the Taylorville Tornadoes. The Tornadoes, a playoff-bound team a year ago, finishing 8-3. Their season, like many others, came to an end thanks to the Altoff Crusaders. The Rams, meanwhile, 0-9 a year ago, hoping to get win number 1 right out of the gate here. We'll tell you how they can do that next. We are behind on breaks on this Landers Collision Center's pregame. We'll come back in just a moment. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
People's National Bank makes purchasing a home easy. Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist from People's National Bank. Visit peoplesnationalbank.com to fill out an online application 24/7, and you will be on your way to owning your own home. If you have any questions, give me, Joy Schrader, a call at 241-6928.
People's National Bank, your home for home loans. Proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loans subject to credit approval.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you've suffered damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon, alongside the Mount Vernon Rams on the road tonight to open up 2017 against the Taylorville Tornadoes. Coach, obviously, you've coached football time and time again. Plenty of times you've seen as many successful Ram teams come through. And, of course, for this Ram team this year to be successful, going to have to rely on some of this youth from a year ago and hope learning a thing or two from that 0-9 season and turning that into motivation this year, but also hoping that they've seasoned, not aged, but seasoned one more year as well and able to use that experience, among other things.
That's what you hope for. And, you know, it's a process. It's very, very difficult. It takes a lot of time when you come from where you came from last year. So, you know, I think there's a lot of ways you can gauge improvement tonight, not just by the scoreboard, but, you know, how well do we take care of the ball? You know, turnovers. How can we limit our penalties, you know, and not shoot ourselves in the foot? Can we move the sticks? You know, can we become a more consistent team, you know, in the ball possession game, which then limits your opponent, you know, in terms of possessions. There's just a whole bunch of things. The kicking game, you know, that's the third phase of the game that in high school we don't talk about too much. How's the kicking game going to be? Is it going to be better? Are we going to you know, cover on kickoffs better than we did last year? Our kickoffs, are they going to travel a little deeper? And with our individual kickers and our punts, how will our punts be? How will our punt return, punt cover be? There's so many areas of this game that you can gauge improvement on besides the scoreboard. And I think if we can start winning just some of those little battles that I just talked about, you know, then the big picture comes around and you start winning a few games. And it's a tough opponent tonight. There's no question about that. This is a team coming off an 8-3 season. And you got to figure, you know, this is probably one of the better teams we're going to face early in the year. So all those areas are going to get tested tonight, and we're going to see what happens. I will tell you this though, Christopher, it is a beautiful night for football in August. How many times have we opened the season with 90+ degree temperatures, and you're worried about dehydration and cramping and things of that nature? But I don't think we shouldn't see that tonight, because as according to my weather.com app here, it's 70 degrees. The wind is out of the east at 6 miles an hour, and that sun is just about over that tree over there. And I've been waiting for that moment for about an hour now, because that sun is brutal in our face here.
It's brutal indeed, in a case of where we cannot wait for that thing to go down and hopefully make a difference in this one. However, making a difference here, obviously a lot of it returning experience for this Tornado team. You look no further than their leader on the field, junior quarterback Brandon Odom, who last year threw for, I believe, 1,400 yards prior to an injury. Did have a 400-yard passing performance in a game last year, but got hurt. And so for the Tornadoes, many think that he can reclaim, or I should say reset some of the passing records here in Taylorville.
Well, that's the plan. And anything you read about him, he's the real deal. He had a shortened season last year due to injury, and he was well on his way to breaking a record in passing here at Taylorville High School for a single season. So I'm sure they're looking for him to have a healthy year and to go ahead and set that record. That's one little indicator, though. They're going to have a pass game, and a lot of high school teams are more grounded pound and ball possession and run clock. When you get a quarterback with those kind of statistics in terms of throwing yards, we have to expect the ball to be put in the air tonight early and often. And that's going to put a test on our secondary right off the bat, no question about that.
It certainly will. We'll take one more break. We'll come back. We'll have high school football in 2017. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon.
We have 20% off Malibu LT right now, good only through the end of the month, and they're selling fast. We've got a nice selection, biggest selection around. We're making deals. We're offering more on trade-in values than anybody else, and we're taking some crazy deals, but we have to move our 17s out. So you can get 20% off an Impala. That could be $6,000 to $8,000 that you could save on the hot-selling Impala.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Speed, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joe's Pizza in Mount Vernon delivers and caters. Call 242-2600 or stop in and dine at 819 Jordan. The Trupiano family's secret recipes are known throughout Southern Illinois. Check out the daily pasta and pizza specials, family pizza specials, and every Thursday night, it's all-you-can-eat spaghetti night. Joe's also has great sandwiches, salads, desserts, and they cater. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Online at orderjoes.com or call 242-2600.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXSports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Back for Mount Vernon Rams football, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside as the Mount Vernon Rams open up their season here in Taylorville against the Tornadoes. Of course, the Tornadoes, the home team tonight, in their home purple with gold numerics trimmed in white. And the Rams are in their away whites with black numerics trimmed in orange, the solid black helmets with MV, the new logo emblazoned upon the sides. And we're about ready for football. The Rams will kick. Taylorville will receive to start this one off. They will attack right to left. As you look at your radio dial here tonight, as outdated as that colloquialism may be, that is how it will go. The Rams will defend the opposite ways. We're about to get underway here from Taylorville. Glad to be with you again. The start of the season is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. You'll hear about them all year long from WMIX Sports. As on to kickoff for the Rams will be number 8, Jeremiah Fitzgerald. Back to return, the deep man looks to be number 10, Zachary Wicker for the Tornadoes. And it'll be picked up at about the 10-yard line. Near hash, trying to get to the 25, 30. A little spin move to about the 33-yard line. And pardon me, I had the wrong number there. That is actually number 88, Jagger Moore, with the return for the Tornadoes, giving them decent field position here to start 1st and 10, 11:56 to go in the opening quarter. The ball will be placed at about the 34-yard line here near hash.
And we'll see what the defense has here for them. That was pretty good coverage on the kickoff there, Chris. That was a victory. The kick went down to about the 10 or 12-yard line, and they made a nice tackle out there at about the 33.
Very tough numerics to read here for the Tornadoes, as their all-conference quarterback, Brandon Odom, will be more than likely out of the shotgun to start here tonight. Champley, the running back in this single-back set. Odom, the junior. Champley, the senior for this Taylorville team, 8-3 from a year ago. The Rams are ready to pounce defensively. Taylorville ready to go. Near hash spot, the ball on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. The first offensive series of the season for the Taylorville Tornadoes. Out of the shotgun, man in motion is Christ, lining up in the right slot. Back to pass, looking to the right side. It's going to be complete at about the 36. Completed to the receiver on the right side, looking to get down to about the 45, 46-yard line. Complete to the I thought that was, did not see the number on that.
Just a little quick out pass, Chris. Just about one of those little one-step, two-stepper drops, and hit him in the flat out there, and then we missed a tackle, and then all of a sudden they gained 13 yards on the play. Got to wrap up and tackle on these guys because they're going to throw it down the field.
Still out of the shotgun here, the quarterback, Brandon Odom, looking to rewrite the record books here in Taylorville. Looking to the left side, a little fade down the left, about the 30, and that is going to be complete down to the 20-yard line. A diving lunge by the target, who looks to have been Zachary Wicker. Nope, pardon me. That is Justin Wright, number 15. Again, the numbers very difficult to read in the sunlight since they are golden, but that'll move the chains. That is a huge completion. Right about
36 yards.
Thereabouts. Ball will still be on the near hash. They're in the red zone. Danson with a possible score here. Ball on the 17. It'll be 1st and 10 for Taylorville out of the pistol. Quick handoff will be to Champley right up the middle. The running back gets down to about the 15-yard line, meets a wall of Ram defenders, meets that D-line. Push back slightly, but still a slight gain here on the carry for Evan Champley, the senior.
Mount Vernon going to see if they can survive this early punch in the face coming down the field. That's 3 plays, and they've gained about 55, 56 yards.
Now left side, they'll send 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Single back shotgun set here for the quarterback Odom. Champley in the backfield, the running back. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Wicker is the left split end, and now a man in motion. It's going to be an end around. Going to the right side, a carry. And now trying to break through the middle into the end zone. Gets down past the 5, close to that goal line. As Jagger Moore runs the reverse and gets down in a goal line situation here. 1st and goal, a gain of about 12 for, I believe, just said the name. Again, it is nearly impossible to see their numbers. They'll go with a goal line set. We are still looking directly into the sunlight here in Taylorville. Out of the eye now, the quarterback Odom will be under center. Power eye set here in this goal line formation. We are going to have a play stoppage flag coming from the side judge here, and we'll see what it is on 1st and goal.
Boy, they haven't wasted any time, have they? They're spread out. They've got the Mount Vernon defense spread out, spreading the field for the run and or the pass. They're a pass-run threat out of those formations. Sometimes 3 receivers to the right, 3 receivers to the left. The last set was 2 with a slot back and an eye back. Multiple formations.
Out of the goal line set, 1st and goal. It'll be the fullback on the carry. Looks like he crosses the plane, and he'll get the score. Early 6-0 lead for the Taylorville Tornadoes on the carry right up the middle here out of the goal line set, and the Tornadoes lead this 6-0 as Kyle Woods gets the score, about 2-yard touchdown run. Right up the middle, right through the line, and now looking for the point after attempt here, and Taylorville looking to put the icing on the touchdown here and try to make it possibly 7-0.
Yeah, they went down the field really fast there. That was scary. 5 plays.
As we wait the point after here from their kicker. Looks like Jagger Moore on to kick, and that is up and over, and it's good. It's 7-0. Tornadoes here early.
5 plays, 67 yards, and they made that look easy, Chris.
They certainly did. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside from the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Rams football on WMIX is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Community First Bank believes that local matters. Local people making local decisions for friends and neighbors. Community First isn't just a name, it's who they are. And the Rams trying to establish who they are here. They trail 7-0 very early as we're in the first quarter, about 10:04 to go.
Yeah. Let's see if Mount Vernon can answer now offensively. Very important now. Mount Vernon gets the ball and establishes a drive. Move the chains. Even if you don't score, it's obvious that offense for Taylorville is high octane. And the longer you can keep it out of their hands, the more you can hang around. And the only way you're going to do that is to move those chains. You just can't hide on the football field. There's no way to do it. It's not like basketball where you might be able to hold the ball and run some clock. We got a play clock in this game. And the only way to keep that thing out of play is to get first downs and move those chains and keep that offense off the field. Important possession coming up here for the Rams.
Huge possession for the Rams forthcoming as Jagger Moore is on to kick off. The Rams back to return. Will it get back to the deep mid? It'll be a squibber to Evan Leake. He'll pick it up, try to go up the middle on a wedge, and he'll be just shy of the 35 to about the 33-yard line. So nearly identical field position for the Mount Vernon Rams here as they start 1st and 10, and we get the first offensive set for Rams football at the 9:59 mark. Here in the first quarter, it's 7-0 Tornadoes. If you've just tuned in, we'll try to get you some scores throughout the region tonight, sponsored by Tony Wiltshire, State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Maybe a surprise to you here, Mascoutah takes an early lead on Marion, 7-0. A Mascoutah team that's struggled into the past couple of seasons. They lead Marion 7-0. Tony Wilt sponsors that scoreboard update. Anytime you need Tony, just look for that white State Farm Jeep around town or log on to TonyWilt.com for information on how possibly you get a free discount double check at State Farm. 2 to the left, 2 to the right for the Rams. Nick Malone, the quarterback, is out of more of a pistol set here and looking to run it to Rasheed Rudd to the near side. Old number 1 gets maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a slight gainer. It'll be second down for the Rams here, trailing 7-0 at the 9:49 mark here this first quarter.
That defense looks pretty fast, at least on that play it did. It looks like they've got some athletic kids over there. Size looks pretty good too. A lot of lean, tall, long kids on that defensive side of the football.
For the Rams, Malone is out of the pistol. 3 to the left, 1 to the right here for this Mount Vernon team. Rudd is the running back. Man in motion here will be Brody Rutherford, the sophomore. It'll be a quick inside handoff. Rudd trying to get past the line, gets to the 35, slight gain down to the 37, looking for the 38, stopped at the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4. 3rd and 6 now for the Rams, trying to get it done on the ground early here. Little motion play there. Didn't quite get what they had hoped, but some nice blocking by this young Ram team looking to make something happen. There was a flag on the play. I see a little retreat from Taylorville. Yeah. Indications are it's on the defense.
It is on the defense. That's a break for the Rams. That's going to move the ball to midfield, or maybe a little bit past it, actually.
So that'll make it a 15-yard penalty on the personal foul. So 1st and 10 for the Rams, past midfield, spotted inside the near hash. Ball is on the Taylorville 47-yard line with 8:27 to go in the first. Rams trail 7-0. Rutherford in motion. He'll come to the right side, 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Nick Malone. His back is Rudd. Looking for the quick option play, and it's snuffed out by the Tornadoes back to about the Mount Vernon 46. So that's going to be a loss of close to 7 or so for this Ram team.
Yeah, that play never got off the ground. It was kind of a little option. He put it in his belly, and then as soon as the ball got placed in Rudd's belly, they were right there, and they almost tackled both those guys with the same tackler.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can always try to follow us for in-game updates on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. 2 left, 2 right for this Ram offense. Mark Goodhart in his 2nd year. Rams hoping to get him his first win tonight. Out of the pistol for the junior quarterback Malone. We should have an offsides on the right end. And that'll be against the Tornadoes unless it's a false start.
Yeah, it is against the Tornadoes. That's 2 on them early.
So that wipes away a previous 5-yard loss for this Rams offense. 7:38 mark of the first quarter. It's 7-0. Taylorville on top after the early score on the goal line play just a moment ago. Streaming is powered by Rinn Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands on that college education. Sursa and Dameron to the right side for the Rams. Malone, the quarterback. Rudd, the tailback. Rolling to the right side, looking for the quick dump off. He finds, and that is Dameron. Dameron up the right side, past the 40, down to the 35. He's tackled down to about the 34-yard line. That would be a gain of about 13 or so for this Ram team, if my math is correct. It'll move the chains for the Rams, looking for another first down.
Yeah, that was really nice. That's a corner blitz by Taylorville, and they paid the price for it because we threw right where that cornerback left and blitzed from. Hit the perfect route, right in that little hole where the cornerback had blitzed from.
So the Rams will have Dameron split right. In the right slot, it'll be Sursa. A man to the left, a couple of backs in the backfield. One is Rutherford. Dameron in motion, quick handoff coming. It'll be to Rudd. Tripped up, but stays on his feet. Gets to about the 31-yard line. They may give him to the 30 on progress, and it could be a gain of about 4 for the Rams here to bring up second and about 6.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm impressed by Rudd here early in the game. Running hard and running fast. Coach Goodhart told me he's really, really fast, Chris, if he gets out in the open field.
Amir Spann, the sophomore, will split off to the left side for this Ram offense. Dameron and Sursa to the right. Malone out of the pistol with Rudd as the tailback. Extra blocker here is Brody Rutherford, the sophomore. We'll get to know the line a little bit better here in a moment. Maybe a snap count issue here as Taylorville bulldozes through the line again offsides. It'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Tornadoes.
And that's an excellent job by the Mount Vernon line. You know, that's so hard to do when you go on a second count or a silent count, and you know we just say hold your water, but your instinct wants to go on one because you go on one so much. And the guys, to their credit, they stayed down. They did not jump. And Taylorville came across the line with about 6 guys that time and made themselves look really bad.
2 to the right, 1 to the left for the Rams. Malone, the quarterback. Looking for a handoff to Rudd on an option. Nope, going to keep it himself. Try to roll right, push back to the 30. Could be a loss of about 5 on the play. It'll bring up second and long now for the Rams. Here in Taylorville, we're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. If you're looking for a place to watch the fight tomorrow night, think you know which fight I'm talking about. Mayweather and McGregor. That'll be at Buffalo Wild Wings. Just a cheap $15 cover. That is very affordable compared to some of the places in the St. Louis metro. So go on down to Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports. Enjoy yourself a great fight, we hope, tomorrow night at B-Dubs. 1 to the right, 2 to the left now for the Rams. Switching it up a little bit as Dameron is a split into the right. Wide receiver in this case. And now tucking tight on the left side will be Amir Spann, the sophomore. Dameron is in motion. End around left side. A little bit of a reverse. Trying to get to that outside. Does he break for it? 30, 25, maybe to the 25. Pushed out of bounds. It might work out to the original line of scrimmage or so.
Yeah, he got about 5 yards on that, I guess. 4 or 5 yards. It's makeable. It's 3rd and 5. That's a lot better than 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12. They're down in there now with a 5-yard. You know, they basically here, I would say you have 2 downs to get those 5 yards. Actually, it's 4th down, Chris. It's 4th down. That's my fault. Scoreboard guy threw me off. 4th and 1, though, very makeable. Watch the quarterback sneak here. Going to call timeout. Maybe discuss this.
Timeout is sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. Stop by their location at the corner of South 34th and Broadway. Talk with Dwayne Gully about your next home loan. First Mid is an equal housing lender. The sun's starting to sneak down finally. We know those of you on WMIXsports.com a little unhappy with the sun being there. There's nothing we can do about celestial bodies, but we are 2 bodies here in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Rams trailing 7-0 with 5:12 left to go in the first quarter, but a 4th and 1 scenario coming out of the timeout. And, you know, I know it's early, but this is better than the Rams team I thought looked many times a year ago, and maybe starting to see some of that experience shine through a little bit.
Well, this drive started on the 33-yard line, and now we're down. We've moved the ball basically down the field to the 25. So this has been an impressive drive, no matter how it ends. And that's got to be encouraging, and it's got to be a situation now where if you're Mount Vernon, you know you can move the ball. And sometimes when you know that and you have confidence in that, it really, really helps. This is going to be an interesting play here and see what they do at 4th and 1. Will they line up in the shotgun again, or will they get behind center and try to find a gap and sneak it across? Looks like they're going to get in the gun. That's risky. We'll see what happens.
4th and 1 here for the Rams. 5:12 mark of the first quarter, trailing 7-0. Going forward on the very first drive of the year. Malone is the quarterback. Dameron will be in motion from the right side, moving left. It'll be a quick handoff to Rudd. They sniff him out, and Rudd is going to be tackled for a loss. It'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be Taylorville football. 5:06 to go here in the first.
That's difficult. That's difficult out of the gun. And I don't know what the play call was, but the Taylorville line sniffed it out, and we missed a couple blocks, and we got tackled in the backfield. But you know what? Here's the deal on that, and we just said it. You know, that's a pretty impressive drive. And that's something you can come off the field now as an offense, and you can build on that. And that's a whole lot better than going 3 and out or 4 and out, 3 and out down at the other end when we first got the ball. You know, we drove it, we ate some possession, ate up about 5 minutes, and that's 5 minutes they don't have the ball, and that's very, very important.
So for Odom and the quarterback, they go back to work, looking to make something happen here. Ball on their own 28-yard line. Far hash is a spot. Pistol set here for the Tornadoes. And they will go Champley on the carry. No, rolling right on the play action. Pass will be batted down by, it looked like that was for the Rams, Shaq Jones. He'll come up with a batted ball as he tipped it away, and now it'll be 2nd and 10 for Taylorville as they have stopped the clock with 5 minutes left to go. First quarter action leading 7-0.
Good pressure on the quarterback. That was a rollout by design to the left side of the offensive formation. Secondary did a real nice job covering up the receivers who were flooding to this side of the field, forced him to throw it away.
Finally, that sun's starting to sneak down.
Gosh,
2nd and 10. It feels great. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Empty. Still back in the backfield for Odom. Out of the shotgun, looking left. Just simple lob, and that'll be complete at about midfield. Down to the 45. Great tackle. Down to about the Ram 43-yard line as that was complete. Just a little bit of over-the-top action there. I thought that was Justin Wright. No, that was Jagger Moore, pardon me. So he comes away with it.
It's about a 29-yard completion, and that ball had some touch on it because he had to drop it down between two defenders on the right side of the secondary, and it was right on the money.
So now 4:48 left to go in the first quarter. Ball on the far hash of the Mount Vernon 43. 1st and 10. It looks like we're going to have a Taylorville timeout. Sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. If you're looking for your first checking account with a convenient debit card, stop by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust at the corner of South 34th and Broadway and talk about basic student checking. It's an account designed, you guessed it, just for students. At First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust in Mount Vernon. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX. WMIXsports.com has streaming video tonight. It's a pleasure to be here with you as the Rams opening up their season on the road. First of 2 straight on the road for the Rams, although next week's game is just a neutral site contest in Urbana. They'll have the Blue Streaks of Woodstock. It'll be a 7:30 start on Saturday. We'll have it for you here, right here. 7 o'clock will be your pregame. Myself and Chad Baker will have the call of that one. Can't wait. Another long road trip for the Rams before getting to go to beautiful new Kent Hunt Stadium on September the 8th. They'll welcome the Triad Knights to town.
Yep, good times. Good times. Triad always a quality opponent.
An option-heavy team more often than not, the Triad Knights. So out of the timeout, Tornado football. They are on the Mount Vernon 43. Far hash is a spot as they move right to left. 4:45 to go here in the first quarter. The Knights talking about Triad, but the Tornadoes lead this 7-0. Out of a pistol, looking for the carry is Champley. What a great job by the Ram line there. That was number 59 coming right out of the pack there. And Jordan Jones, a senior, coming up with a big tackle in the backfield. It'll be a loss of about 3. So 2nd and 12.
That's the first negative loss. We've dropped them on a rush, and that's very encouraging by the Ram defense.
And so now 2 backs in the backfield here, 1 left, 1 right for Odom and the Tornadoes as they'll move a man tight left side this time. Down is that lineman, and now it'll be a quick handoff coming left side. Slipping the tackle is the running back. Number 43, Hayden Walton, the senior, was able to find a man, go off tackle just a little bit. Looked like he got back maybe just a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage, so a 2-yard gain should make it 3rd and about 10.5.
Really impressed with the Rams defense too, Chris. They've kind of dug in now, and Taylorville not moving the ball near as well as they did on that first drive.
Well, unless we forget, it was just one big play in that first drive that got Taylorville and set up to score, and that's what they did. Here the Rams defense is standing a little taller. 3rd and 10 from the 43. Between the hashes on the spot, quick pass to the right side, completed to Jagger Moore. I think he has first down yardage near the far sideline with 3:23 left to go here in the first quarter.
That's just that little back, or that wing back out of the flat, running toward the sidelines. He catches it over his back shoulder, turns it up. Pretty hard play to defend, and it was actually a really good tackle. It's just that that play didn't have to get much for a first down. It got 5.
Well, Hugo has bad depth perception because it's 4th and 7.
Yeah, Hugo, you screwed me up there.
I did.
And so did that scoreboard guy. He's about 3 plays late on the down and distance.
So 4th and 7, they're going for it. Odom looking to this left side, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of Justin Wright on a slant. He was going up the middle on a slant play. It's through his hands. Rams defense applied some pressure. Turnover on downs now for the Tornadoes. The Rams get the football back, trailing 7-0 with 2:51 to play here in the opening quarter.
Really nice, really nice, really nice. Good pass coverage. I think that was just man coverage. They tried to just release a guy inside on kind of a slant route toward the middle of the field, tried to find a little open hole in there, and just an excellent job in man-to-man coverage. And again, I didn't see our number, Chris, because this window needs some serious Windex that I'm looking through.
So the Rams take over. The ball is on their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Rams will bunch up some guys in the backfield. Out of the shotgun for Nick Malone. Split left, 2 to the right. Span to the left. Sursa to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Rutherford out of the backfield. Trying to get to the outside. He's at the 40. Cuts back to the near side at about the 45-yard line where he's brought down. Gain of about 6 or 7 for Brody Rutherford. And now the Rams trying to get a little bit closer to another first down here in the first quarter.
Yeah, very impressive run. A great thing that he did there was he didn't flatten out and run to the boundary. You know, anytime, you know, there's young backs out there that, you know, when you're learning to run the football, don't run to the boundary and just run out of bounds. Always look to cut up and look for those cutback lanes to the other side of the field because the defense will overrun you and you have a chance to get through some gaps and possibly even score if your backside guys are scooping downfield for the block.
Sophomore David Maxwell in the right slot this time, along with Dameron split to the right here for the Rams. It'll be Isaiah Dameron in motion. Nick Malone is out of the pistol here for the Rams. 2nd at about 3. Quick handoff to Rudd. Trying to make a move. Now cuts to the outside at about the 45. It'll be brought down about the 47. We'll see if they give him forward progress. If so, it'll be 3rd and about 1. We'll see where the spot of the football takes them. Make it 3rd and 2 after a gain of 1 here by Rashid Rudd.
Yeah. He turned something into nothing, or nothing. He turned something into nothing. Correct myself. He turned nothing into something there, Chris. He was tackled in the backfield about 2 yards deep, and he somehow shuffled out of there and got about a 1-yard gain out of it. Made something. This is very makeable. 3rd and 2. Going to have an interesting decision here. If we don't get it and it's short, will we go for it or will we punt?
Sursa, the right slot man. On the right, split all the way, is Dameron. Man in motion is Rutherford to the left. Quarterback keeper for Malone, and he is going to be brought down on a dive at about the 45. Loss of 1 will make it 4th and 3 for the Rams.
Yeah, interesting decision now. You're right at midfield. 4th down. It's probably a punting situation this early in the game, but we'll see what Coach Goodhart wants to do.
Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters most. Community isn't just where they work, it's where they live and raise families just like you and I. Community First isn't just a name, it's what they believe. Community First Bank powering Mount Vernon Rams athletics on WMIX. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 3 from their own 45. Far hash is the spot. Malone is the quarterback calling for it out of the pistol set. We'll have a whistle and a flag. I think this is going to be... I thought I saw the Rams flinch, but we'll see the exact call from the officials.
Yeah, Mount Vernon has not had a penalty in this game yet. Until now. That will go against the Rams, and that's going to put them probably in a punting situation.
It'll be about 4th and 8.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. 4th and 8, 5-yard penalty, and the punting team will now run onto the field. And let's see what Mr. Fitzgerald can do with the ball here on the punt.
Jordan Motes will be the returner for the Tornadoes. So Fitzgerald's doing double duty as a soccer player for the Rams. Rams soccer got their first win last night over Metro East Lutheran 2-0. And now it'll be a tough snap, and Fitzgerald's going to have a tough time getting this one off. Able to get it off, and could have been a lot worse. It'll get to about midfield, but the pressure got there quickly. There wasn't much he can do after that snap. And with 20 seconds left to go in the first, it'll be about midfield field position here for the Taylorville Tornadoes.
And unfortunately, that punt's only going to go for, according to my calculation, 11 yards. And
not a very good spot. If that's not right at midfield.
It was on the...
Okay, that's where they're going.
Yeah, right there. Punts are counted from the line of scrimmage, not where the punter stands, of course. And given that fact, that's going to go for about 11.5, 12 yards. So Rams defense got to dig in.
20 seconds left in the first. It's about the Taylorville 49. Far hash spot, right to left they move. Out of the shotgun now. Single back set here for Odom. Man in motion, and it's going to be more on the carry on the reverse to the right side to about the 45-yard line, getting down to about the 44, maybe the 43. Gain of about 6 Bring up 2nd and 4 now for the Tornadoes as time will eventually expire on this first quarter with about 8 seconds left to go. It is 7-0 Taylorville.
Yeah, and I'm impressed. I really am. That's a good quarter for us. 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Did a lot of positive things. Moved the ball down the field. Did not score, but we did move the change. We picked up 5 first downs. Excuse me, that's Taylorville. We picked up 4 first downs in the first quarter. Kept the ball out of their hands for the most part. And really, defensively as well, Chris. I mean, we've made some stops. We've hit some people. We gave up the one big play in the first possession, a 36-yard pass down there, and I think that overall that's a success. That's a small victory for the Rams. Now let's see if we can build on that and get some more confidence for the second quarter.
7-0 Taylorville after 1. We'll take a break, come back with the second. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
For well over a decade, we've been the official home of true community banking in and around Jefferson County. It's more than just raising the bar on customer service, though, or simply supplying traditional banking services, lending solutions, and supporting our local charities and organizations. We take the most pride in calling ourselves good neighbors. Above all, that's what matters most. Community first. It's not only our name, it's our belief. Community First Bank, because local matters.
This is Rob Phillips with Schmidt Ford of Salem. Come on in today and check out our huge inventory of pre-owned vehicles. With over 120 units in stock and a wide variety of choices and prices, I'm sure that we'll be able to find a vehicle that fits your needs as well as your budget. Maybe you're in the market for a brand new vehicle, which is not a problem either. Rebates and incentives are high, bringing the cost down. So come on in and see Coach Phillips or any of the friendly sales staff today and drive home in a new or new-to-you vehicle at Schmidt Ford of Salem, 548-1711.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
We start the second quarter here in Taylorville. The Tornadoes with a 7-0 lead, and a run up the left side by the Tornadoes on the very first play of the quarter from about the 43-yard line results in a flag in the backfield. So we'll see exactly what the call is here as the Rams trail 7-0. Great to be here with you. All of the action all year long is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters.
Yeah.
So be holding, go back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Taylorville's 4th penalty of the game, Chris. Mount Vernon just penalized 1 time. And again, those little things we talked about. Can we improve on those little penalties, turnovers, all those things we talked about? Definitely a big improvement there for Mount Vernon. Just 1 penalty so far compared to Taylorville's 4.
So now here we go for the Tornadoes. That penalty will push it all the way back to about the Taylorville 42-yard line. 2nd and 17. Out of the shotgun is Odom. Looking left, looking right. The Rams defense is there, but it's going to be a pass over the top, complete down the middle to midfield, down to about the 44-yard line in Ram territory. A completed pass that looked like to Hayden Walton. We'll see exactly who came up with the grab. It was just a little over-the-top pass, a little dump off over the middle to Hayden Walton. He'll pick up the carry, he'll pick up the yards, and that is going to be about 12 yards on the reception. So 3rd and about 5 now for the Tornadoes. 11:08 to play here in the second quarter of a 7-0 ball game. Taylorville on top. Out of the shotgun is Odom. He'll have a man in motion, Kreitz. Kreitz will go to the left slot. Ooh, a bad snap. Tough to handle, and the Rams are going to be chasing. That one was a bad throw, and I shouldn't say necessarily a bad throw, but the target was Jagger Moore. And after the pressure, couldn't quite get the throw he wanted, and it'll fall incomplete. It'll stop the clock with 10:50 left to go in the first half. 3rd and 5 now, but a manageable 3rd and 5 for Taylorville.
That's Odom's 3rd incompletion of the game. He's 5 for 8 right now. He is certainly a threat when he has the ball in his hands, and he's looking for receivers downfield.
So 4th and 5 now on the 46. 7-0 Tornadoes. Ball is in Ram territory on the far hash. Kreitz in motion to the left slot. Out of the shotgun, Odom. He's looking down that left sideline on a slant. That one's going to be picked off after a tip. In the back, defensive backfield for the Rams. Now to the 45 on the return. Down to about the 43. So it'll all come out in the wash in terms of yardage. But that'll be, I thought it was Jari Sechrist on the tipped interception. The Rams will force another turnover tonight. There is a flag, however.
That was Jari. There is a flag on the field. Let's see what they're talking about over there.
It's a back and forth with Marion and Mascoutah as the Mascoutah Indians lead the Marion Wildcats 14-13. That scoreboard update is sponsored by your State Farm agent of Mount Vernon, Tony Wilt. Find him on South Water Tower and 42nd Streets. TonyWilt.com, or give him a call, or even look for that white State Farm Jeep around town and get you better state with State Farm. So the Rams will accept the penalty and maybe force Taylorville to... No, it'll be enforced after the interception. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're going to have the ball on the 44-yard line.
So even better field position here for the Rams. 1st and 10 from the Taylorville 44. It's on the far hash. The Rams moving right to left here in the second quarter. 10:41 to play. Second quarter action, 7-0 ball game. Rams trailing, but looking promising here as Malone is the quarterback out of the pistol. Quickly looking left side. It's caught. He's at the 45. That is Rutherford. Gets a block at the 40. Down to the 35, 30 near sideline, 25. Probably be pushed out at about the 26-yard line. That is going to be a gain of about 30 or so. Gain of about 30. 30-ish. Or was it 44 in Taylorville territory?
No, it was 44 in Taylorville territory.
So that's more like a little bit less.
Yeah, it's 18 yards.
My bad.
Close.
Thought it was all the way back on this side. Easy to get excited, but that was a great grab by Brody Rutherford, the sophomore, on the near sideline. Still a pistol set, 2 left, 2 right here for the Mount Vernon Rams. Nick Malone, the junior quarterback, wearing number 4 this year. Quick pass on the right. It's overthrown, intended for Isaiah Dameron on that right sideline. So to fall incomplete, 10-14 mark here in this first half. It will be 2nd and 10 now for the Rams from the Taylorville 26.
Well, I like the fact the Rams aren't trying to do too much. You know, we've ran the ball pretty effectively, and we've only thrown the ball 3 times, but 2 of those were completions for a total of 31 yards. So, you know, obviously Taylorville's looking run, and then when you can sneak that pass in there once in a while, that last one was just a little quick out pass. It's effective, and it is effective for the Rams right now.
Pistol set for the Rams. Looking quickly to left, it's complete to Rutherford. He'll try to go back 25 down to about the 24. So that'll be a gain of about 2 that time. 3rd and 8 now for the Rams as the lone back in the backfield was Cade Scarborough.
Yeah. Gain 3.
So 3rd and 7 here for the Rams. We are in the second quarter from Taylorville. 9:48 to go in the first half. We'll have your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show coming up at the break. Right now the Rams trail 7-0 to the home team, the Tornadoes. Pistol set here, 2 right, 2 left. Same personnel for the Rams. Rolling to this near side, now looking back to the right. Nice little floater there. Good catch by Scarborough. He'll try to find a seam up that far hash. Gets to about the 20-yard line, I thought. And it'll be, I think, might have tripped over his own 2 feet there. Gain of 3 makes it 4th and 4.
Yeah, good play, though. Good play. He turns his shoulders to roll left, and then he reverses shoulders and throws back the other way. A misdirection pass, which is always effective in high school football. And we were just, if we just shook one tackle there, we may have scored.
It'll be 3 to the right side, 1 to the left. Nick Malone and the Mount Vernon Rams have it 4th and 4, trailing 7-0 with 8:55 to go in the second quarter. Far hash is a spot. Malone looking back to pass. A 3-step drop now going to the left side. He's going to try to shake a tackle. He does. Gets down to the 20, inside to the 15. Runs out of bounds to save his life. Gets a gain of about 6. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams on a beautiful run by the junior quarterback, number 4, Nick Malone.
Yeah, well, he's very athletic, and you can see when he gets out in space, if he can see some space, he can attack it. And the seas just parted on that side of the field. Taylorville really lost contain on him on the left side of the football field as he rolled out, and that was just like taking candy from a baby.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we are at WMIX Sports, trying to keep you abreast of the scores on Twitter. We haven't had one since the first quarter when Taylorville rolled on their first drive. Rams defense has stepped up a couple of times. Now it's the offense looking to shoulder the load. 1st and 10 from the 13 in Taylorville territory near hash. It'll be a quick carry up this left side. Looks like that is, I thought it was Rudd maybe, trying to get to the 10.
Yeah.
He'll meet a wall of defenders, and finally they'll blow the whistle. He's not going to go anywhere beyond where he already was, and it'll be about 2nd and 7 or so for the Rams. 8:28 to go here in the first half, trailing 7-0. Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. If you missed Boneless Thursday last night, don't worry. Wing Tuesday is coming up on Tuesday, or better yet, stop in tomorrow. Just a $15 cover for the big Mayweather-McGregor fight. You won't want to miss that. It'll be the hottest non-ticket in town. You just got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't need a ticket. Just need $15 and eat some delicious food. Potomac Boulevard, Mount Vernon. Two to the left, two to the right. Nope, one to the left, two to the right. Couple of backs in the backfield here for Malone. It'll be a carry for Rudd, trying to go right up the middle. Trying to follow the blocker. Gets to about the 10, maybe a gain of 1 to bring up third and about 7 rather.
Yeah.
Here for the Rams, trailing 7-0 against 7:45 remains here in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see what we do here. If we don't get the first down, are we going to run the field goal team out there and see if we're willing to kick that field goal here early in the game? 3rd and 7. Let's just get the first down, Chris.
Malone, the quarterback, out of the pistol. The back is Rudd. Split to the right is Sursa and Damron. To the left, it'll be Rutherford, and the slot man is Spann. Looking for the quick slant. That's worked before. Oh, but Damron can't hang on as he had to leap into the air to try to get it thrown slightly behind. It'll be 4th down for the Rams at about 7. Ball again is on the Taylorville 10 between the hashes.
It was there. The ball was just about 3 inches behind the receiver on the slant route, and he couldn't quite reach around and grab it. So now we've got a 4th and 7 situation. It looks like we're going to go for it, Chris.
They are going to go for it from the 10, and why not? For the Rams, it's 4th and 7, so they can get a first down without scoring from the 10-yard line. Same personnel for the Mount Vernon Rams. They've just switched some sides here. Quarterback is Malone, has plenty to work with here. From the 10-yard line near hash, looking for the fade. I thought I saw a jersey tug, and that's going to be an interception in the end zone. Coming out of the end zone. Nope, staying put is Jordan Motes, who caught the football, the interception out of the secondary. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the Taylorville 20.
That was a fade route, and the receiver never got there, and the ball was a little overthrown, and it just didn't time up. The idea was right, but it just did not time up, and Taylorville was right there for the easy interception. But again, I mean, I can't tell you how good that is. I mean, they took the ball, Chris, at the beginning of this drive and drove it consistently down the field, ate up all kinds of clock. Taylorville can't get the ball, and it's a one-score game, and you have to. Football's a series of little victories. Sometimes you just can't look at the scoreboard because it's not time yet to do that. The time is in the 4th quarter, and right now we're well within striking distance because we've had so much success on both sides of the ball.
For the Tornadoes, it'll be, what do we got here? We have a whistle, we have a flag on the field. Right now, it's at the 20-yard line after the touchback on the interception in the end zone. 7:07 to go here in the first half. Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show is coming up. Rams football on your radio, and WMIXsports.com is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters. We'll tell you about that, as a matter of fact. At Community First Bank, as you know, local matters. Local people serving local customers and businesses. Let your friends and neighbors on staff welcome you back to personal banking at Community First Bank. So a spot on the near hash. 1st and 10 from the Taylorville 20 for the Tornadoes, and they're purple. It'll be a quick carry up the middle. This is a carry by Chandler. He's going to break. He might break at the 40. Trying to get to midfield. He's at the 45, down to the 47. Gain of 27. And that was a touchdown-saving tackle by the Ram defender. I think that might have been Sechrist that caught up to him, got a hand on the jersey, and was able to bring him down the rest of the way using that arm strength, and holds it to a 27-yard scamper.
And he just caught the back of his jersey by a finger. And if he hadn't have slowed him down, he'd have been gone. Good hustle play.
So now, just like that, they're going to try to run again. The speedy Champley hasn't been used much here in the first half. He'll run off tackle to the right side between the hashes. It'll be a gain maybe of a 3, 2nd and 7. A gain of 4.
About 4.
Wow.
4.5, really.
Good spot there.
Yeah.
Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX to WMIXsports.com. It's Mount Vernon Rams football presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. So for the Tornadoes, they'll have one to the right, one to the left, couple of backs here, fullback and tailback. Champley is the feature back here with the quarterback Brendan Odom, looking to break some records this year. Looking quickly to the right side. A fade. Nope, the Ram defender quick to close. That was Shaq Jones on the pressure. Sechrist will come up with the tackle on the completed pass to about the 38-yard line. As that is complete to Justin Wright, number 15. So a gain that looked from here. Again, my depth perception from Taylorville has never been strong. So it's a gain to the 41.
It was on the 48. Looks like about a gain of 9.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Enough to move the chains here with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Second quarter action from Taylorville. 7-0 home team on top, the Tornadoes. Purple unis with gold numerics trimmed in white. Let's see, glossy purple helmets. The tornado emblazoned on each side, I believe. Odom, the quarterback, is out of the shotgun. Looking to the right side, going to have to roll left. Shakes past the defender, goes right up the middle. He's down to the 35, cuts back to the outside. He's down to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is going to score. Gets into the end zone for a 41-yard touchdown, and barring any flags, Taylorville has just taken a 13-0 lead.
That's tough. Quarterback's in a shotgun. He's trying to pick his receiver down the field. Linemen are fighting to get there. They over-pursue, and the field just opens up because our DBs are trying so desperately to cover those guys out there, and they just containment broke down, and he scored.
Pardon me, I saw some arms go up for a touchdown. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at about the 2.
Okay.
So a 39-yard gain for Odom, the quarterback. 5:32 to play here in the first half. The ball is on the 2-yard line, deep in Ram territory in the red zone. It'll be 1st and goal, and we will have a flag.
Chris, I agree with you. I did see arms go up too. I don't know whether maybe another guy came in and said he stepped out or what, but nevertheless, it's a 39-yard gain, and that's going to be an offsides penalty on Mount Vernon. That's going to go half the distance now, so now it's going to be on the 1 instead of the 2.
So with 5:32 to go in the first half, they'll go with another goal line set, half the distance on the penalty. The ball is on the 1-yard line. Odom, the quarterback, they'll go Champley this time. They'll call his number, and it's Wise to go number 2 as he gets 6, and it's 13-0. Taylorville on top.
Yep. Big play. Big play. That's 2 now we've had in the game. And those 2 big plays are really the difference in the football game right now. We had the big pass in the first quarter that went for 29 yards, or excuse me, 36 yards. Then they came back with a 29-yard passing play in the first quarter, and now they come up with the big 39-yard run here. So big plays have killed the Rams so far.
Point after is up, and it is good. It's 14-0 Tornadoes. We have 5:32 left to go here in the first half, and it's a 2-score lead now for Taylorville with, again, 5:32 left to go here in the first half. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. All the action tonight, just as it is every night, is sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters. Mountford and Dix, Woodlawn and Ina.
Well, now there's 5:32 left now in the second quarter, and you know what you want to do if you're Mount Vernon is not turn the ball over. You know, whatever happens with it offensively. You'd like to get some points on the board obviously, but going in 14-0 is really not that big of a deal. But going in 21-0 is quite a bit more of a hurdle to climb. I just feel like coming out in the third quarter from a mental standpoint. So very important to take care of the ball here. Don't panic. The game is still in reach. And just play good, solid football and see what happens and try to get a score here before the half. And if not, go in there and be happy that you had a lot of good things happen here in the first half.
The difference is 2 big plays.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yep.
Much improved Ram team, I think, here in 2017 that we've seen in this first half of play. Still 5:32 to go in the second quarter. Rams will send the deep man back. It's Rudd, and on the near side at about the 10, picking it up for the Rams will be the carrier, Evan Leake. He's trying to go to the outside on a little reversal, about the 20, trying to get to the 22, 23, where he's brought down. And that's where the Rams will have it, 1st and 10. Still plenty of time in this second quarter of play. 5:24 left to go. Rams trailing 14-love.
23 is where they will start. Well, it's a beautiful night. I cannot get over the fact this is August.
Normally, we're worried about sweating and things like that. And while there's a little sweat on the brow right now, it's a gorgeous night here in Christian County. Near Springfield, we're on Route 29. Route 48, not far away. As far as football is concerned, we're kind of in the backyard of Rochester.
Yes, we are. Here comes a blitz.
And now Malone off of the snap. Had a little issue with it, but he's able to turn it at least into... Nope, it's still a loss. He got back to maybe the 20. I thought he was going to maybe get away from his man. So a loss of about 3 here out of the shotgun. It'll be 2nd and about 12 here for the Rams.
was another corner blitz from that far corner over there. They were not able to take advantage of it. Too much pressure. Just had to eat the ball and not turn it over, and that's okay. Keep the clock running.
So now for the Rams, Spot will take it all the way back to the 18. So 2nd and 15 here for Mount Vernon, trailing 14-0 with 4:47 to go in the half. Out of the pistol. Malone, the QB, looking to the right side, rolls right, finds a man. That'll be Dameron. Nice little curl to the outside as he got to the sideline at about maybe, where are they going to spot that? Should be about the 25, but they'll say it about the 21. So must have stepped out on a curl.
Must have. The ball's on the 18, so that's only going to get him 3 yards, but that's a really good play because it gets him out of bounds. You know, they get a positive yardage out of it. I just thought they gained more yards.
They're going to say the 21-yard line for 3rd and 12. Gain of about 3. So the Rams will empty out the backfield. Out of the shotgun here, it'll be Malone. 3 to the left. Rutherford, Spann, and Rudd. To the right, it'll be Sursa and Dameron. Out of the shotgun, empty backfield. Malone's going to have to roll. He's being chased down. He's able to just barely get a throw off. It'll probably be intentional grounding.
Yep.
Had the right idea. There are 2 flags as we see one now on the far side of the field as well. We'll see what the call is. Intentional grounding was just what I came up with based on that particular flag. I thought they might have waved that off pretty quickly.
Well, that flag's in the vicinity on the other side of a holding. But we won't know until we see the signal.
Holding against Mount
Yep.
Vernon, that penalty is declined. Intentional grounding against Mount Vernon, that penalty is accepted. Loss of down.
So it will be intentional grounding. The hold was declined. The intentional grounding with the loss of down was accepted.
Penalty is half the distance of the goal line.
So that'll go all the way back.
So it'll be 4th down.
4th and forever here for the Rams. It'll be down from the spot of the foul halfway to the goal line. So that'll be about the 3. So it'll end up being like a loss of 18 on the penalty.
That's
actually more than that.
I've got 18, but
I'll push them all the way back to the 3.
Yeah, now you got to punt the ball out of the back of your end zone. This is kind of dicey here, Chris. Got to have a good snap. Very important for the snapper to give him a good snap here, and he did.
Here comes the punt. Moats is the return man at about the Mount Vernon 40, and that's where he will have it, about the 39. He'll try to go left side with it, down to the 30, trying to get to the 25, does. Down to the 20, down to the 15.
Clip.
Nice cut there at about the 10. He's inside the 5. Taylorville wants the touchdown call.
I think Mount Vernon wants the clip.
There was one, but we'll see.
I don't see a yellow hanky out there, but I'm telling you right now, I don't know. Looked like one to me, but my view up here is about 100 yards farther away than the official. And that's exactly what we didn't need. And we talked about running this quarter out with some kind of a score, or at least getting some first downs, removing the chains a couple times so they don't get their hands back on the ball. And we were just unable to get that big first down and move them. And as you see now, Taylorville's in a position to score here at the end of the half.
So out of the goal line set, and it is going to be an inside handoff right up the middle, but the Ram line is there to shut it down.
Good.
The ball carrier is Hayden Walton, and he might have lost a yard.
Lost a yard.
2nd and goal now from the 2-yard line for the Tornadoes. They lead 14-0 with 3:38 left in the first half. Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show coming up. Order joes.com. Order those pizzas online. Have it delivered to your house there in the King City, right from Jordan to your residence. Order joes.com. More than just pizza. They have pasta with that famous secret sauce. As this will be a quick carry. Champley goes off tackle right up the gut. Gets a 2-yard score, and it is 20-0 Taylorville. So Champley with back-to-back scores here for the Tornadoes, and it's quickly 20-0. They're going for the PAT now to try to make it 21.
Yep, the big punt return was a killer for the Rams there. Well, not only that, but the penalty that forced us back and forced us to punt in the back of the end zone really hurt us as well. But punt coverage, it's just tough on that end of the field when you're punting out of the back of your end zone in high school. That's just a bad spot to be in. Unfortunately for the Rams, that's where they found themselves.
Looking for the PAT and thought the Rams might get there in time for the block, but it's good. Sneaks through the uprights, and it is 21-0 Taylorville after the 2-yard score by Evan Champley. We have 3:17 remaining in the first half, 21-zip Taylorville. And again, this is going to overshadow what was a great first quarter for the Rams. And again, just a couple of big plays. Now 3 big plays to set up scores. You had a big pass in the first quarter, big run in the second by the quarterback, and now a big punt return.
Right.
And it's just set up a couple of 3 quick scores now within 5 yards each.
Right, and that's how fast it can go south on you in the game of football. You can do a lot of things right, and a play here, a play here, a play here, and you're down 3 scores. And I don't think it really is indicative of how the Rams have played in the first half. I mean, really, in this quarter, I mean, they played very well. We were right there with, it was still 7-0 well into this quarter. So, it's a quarter and a half or so, give or take a few minutes, of really solid football. Just cursed by a couple of big plays.
That is an adjustment that will have to be made there in the halftime locker room. We'll see if the Rams come out in the second half. Limit the big plays. But now for the Rams, you have to come up with a big play here. 3:17 left to go in the first half. Evan Leak and Rashid Rudd, as we will have a whistle on the kickoff. We have a false start on the kickoff? We will.
Yes, we will. Don't see that very
often. No, you don't.
I'll tell you, it happens more than you think it does, and it's just not called.
Yeah.
I guarantee
more often than not, it's not.
It happens. It happens. And it just rarely does it get called unless it's really blatant, and that one must have been pretty blatant.
Try to get you caught up on some scores a little bit later on. Presented by your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon, Tony Wilt. Chris Hugo, Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonnon alongside. We're not far away from his team getting started in November.
That's Taylorville's 6th penalty of the half, and the Rams only have 3, so there's a little victory right there. Rams have not shot themselves in the foot in terms of penalties. And really, both teams just have 1 turnover, traded interceptions. So it's been a pretty clean football game other than the big plays, that Taylorville was able to come away with.
The kick is off, and it'll be a worm burner to about the 20 on a hop. It'll slip through some fingers. Rudd will pick it up at about the 17. Now to about the 25-yard line after a couple of jukes. He'll be pushed back to about the 23. We'll see where they give him with 3:11 left to go in the first half. 21-0 Taylorville. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside. AM 940, 96.5 FM, or watch us worldwide on our YouTube channel at WMIX Sports or on WMIXsports.com.
PA announcer said it would be spotted at the 18. That is not the 18. That is the 24-yard line, 23 to 24-yard line.
Went to the Chris Hugo School of Ball Spotting.
Oh, I've been guilty of this game too. I certainly haven't been perfect. But here we are again. Now there's still 3:11 to go, and they've got timeouts. I mean, you've got to move the chains, and you got to do something positive here so they're not knocking on the door again.
Malone is the quarterback for the Rams, the junior, looking for the handoff. Doesn't get much out of that play, as that will be, I thought that was Maxwell on the carry. Got to about the 20.
Yep.
So it'll be a loss about 4.
Yeah, that was the 18-yard line. Once again, I'm looking through some fairly aged windows.
Now they finally have it right on the scoreboard. So 2nd and 13.5 for the Rams. 2:39 left to go in the first half. 21-0 Taylorville. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The tailback is Maxwell here for the quarterback, Nick Malone. Rolling to the right side, out of pressure. Now to about the 20-yard line. Dropped the football, lost it, recovered by the Tornadoes. They'll force the turnover near about the 25. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, wheels kind of falling off here in the last 5 minutes. Well, we've had this turnover here, and then the big punt return that we allowed, and now you really got to dig down if you're the defense and not allow this next score, because that's going to put you at 28-0. And going into the locker room, that's tough, Chris.
Not where you want to be if you're the Rams. And again, this started with a lot of promise. However, you wonder if maybe some possible depth issues could I believe a beleaguered team is a little exhausted at this point. Maybe halftime can't come soon enough. Out of the pistol, 2 right, 1 left here for Taylorville. Up 21-0. It'll be a quick handoff now to the right side. This will be right, I believe, to the right side to about the 21-yard line. Gain of maybe a couple. He ran about 15 to get about 2.
Yeah.
2:12 left to go. It'll be second down for the Tornadoes. They lead 21-0.
And somehow we've scored 6 points on the scoreboard.
All right.
It's 21-6 according to the Taylorville press box, and we'll take that.
Take it how you can get it. 1:48 left to go here in the first half. The Tornadoes with the football. Odom, the quarterback. Back is Hayden Walton this time, but looking to pass, looks right, looks left, looking over the middle now, and that one's going to be tipped away. What a play. Hoping he had come up with it was Evan Leake, but the... Wow, Evan Leake.
Yeah, he had a good jump on that ball. That could have been intercepted. If it had been intercepted, there was really nothing in front of him for quite a long ways.
I have him as a freshman.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't look, I mean, I'd have never guessed. Doesn't have the build of a freshman.
Yeah. He's going to be a good player.
Going to get plenty of experience.
He's obviously a pretty good player right now if he's on the field for the varsity team as a freshman.
And I mean, no disrespect. I just looked at the roster, hadn't looked at his class yet, and I was perplexed somewhat. I apologize. 1:33 left here, third and 11, looking down right. Little fade route, and what a grab. Near corner of the end zone, right out front. Knocking on the door and then barging right on in was the intended target. That'll be a 20-yard touchdown reception to make it 27-0 with about a minute and change. It's about a minute 26 left to go here in the second quarter. 27-0, 27-0. Taylorville on top. And I'm still trying to get the exact number. I thought that might have been Jagger Moore on the touchdown grab.
Yeah. Well, the wheels really have fallen off, obviously. And the main thing we got to do now with 1:26, obviously I said this at 3:30, and I said this again at like 5:30 something left, but we got to kill the ball and not let them have it here before halftime and make this worse than what it is. With 1:26 to go, we should be able to get out of here now with just the score at just 28-0, unless we can pull a big play or maybe a big kickoff return here and get down there, in a position where we could score some points before the halftime intermission.
As we have about minute 26 left to go, 28-0, Taylorville.
Three big scores here in the second quarter for Taylorville in what was a really close football game.
So the Rams need to come up with something here. 28-0. So a 20-yard touchdown catch by Jagger Moore makes it 27-0. The point after attempt by Moore makes it 28-0. Minute 26 left to go here in the first half as the Rams are back to return. It is Rudd and it is Evan Leake. As we await the kickoff very patiently.
Yes.
Here it comes. It'll be toward the near side. A little pooch to about the 30, out of the reach of the Rams. Got to come up with it here, and we're going to have a hard hit. Does Taylorville come up with it, or can Mr. Rudd get to it first? Looks like Rudd gets to it shy of the 25 at about the 23-yard line, where the Rams will have it 1st and 10 with a minute 22 to play with here. Second quarter action from Taylorville. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Rams Sports on your radio is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
That's probably a smart play on Taylorville's part. They don't want to kick it deep and then risk a long return by Rudd or one of the returners, so they just pooch it down there to about the 20-yard line and let one of the up men fight for it and kill the ball right there. So that's a smart play on their special teams part.
Minute 22 left to go. We are in the second quarter from Taylorville. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside at WMIX Sports on your social media accounts. And now out of the pistol with a man in motion. Maxwell the man in motion. Tight to the right side, he'll go. And looking to pass. Ooh, the intended target was Maxwell. Malone had him at about the 27-yard line. Can't hang on. He looked ahead, I think, before he had it. That is a youthful mistake by the sophomore target. And it'll fall incomplete, stopping the clock with 1:17 to go, trailing 28-0 here in the first half.
Yeah, pretty easy mistake to make when you hear footsteps out in front of you, too. That's a tough ball to catch. But you got to keep your eyes on the football, secure it, and then get your eyes upfield and get what you can.
So out of the shotgun pistol set, here it is. Malone, we have movement. Taylorville blaming Mount Vernon, Mount Vernon blaming Taylorville.
Fingers pointing in all directions.
Offsides, the Tornadoes.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on the offsides. 2nd and 5 now. It'll be about the 28-yard line for the orange and black, who are wearing white tonight as the visitors on the scoreboard. First home game at the new Ken Hunt Stadium will be September the 8th. There will be a special ceremony. All former Rams coaches, players, alumni, cheerleaders, I believe, all invited to attend. Ken Hunt, I believe, unable to make it that night on September the 8th. But you're all encouraged to attend. Be a part of the Rams' future, yet making history at the same time. Malone, the quarterback, out of the shotgun, I should say. 4 receivers. He'll keep it himself, trying to scoop it off, and it'll be lost. I think he tried to throw it backward. There wasn't anybody there. Taylorville comes up with it on the fumble. Might have been down at about the 10, but I think they got the fumble recovery to about the 5. We'll see where they spot the football.
Yeah.
One of the linemen is pointing as if it was down, actually past the 10, about the 14. So it'll be a turnover on the Rams, and if you're Taylorville, you're in great position here. You have 1:10. You've been moving the football well here in the latter part of this second quarter, and so now the opportunity to maybe punch one in, get it to about 35.
Yeah, and the last 3 Mount Vernon offensive plays, 2 of those have resulted in fumbles. And, you know, turnovers and penalties. And we've been pretty good from the penalty standpoint. We only have 3 penalties in the entire first half to Taylorville's 7. But, again, the fumbles obviously are costly.
So 1:10 to go for Taylorville. The ball on the Mount Vernon 14-yard line. The ball is on the near hash. Second quarter action, 28-0 Tornadoes. Man in motion was Jagger Moore. And we'll have a flag on the play. So it'll be a false start on the Tornadoes. It'll push it back 5 yards, pardon me. 1st and 15 for Taylorville on the 19-yard line.
8 penalties on the Tornadoes, and their coach will not be happy about that despite their lead at halftime. I can tell you that. I'm sure they will be reminded in a halftime speech that those things will have to be cleaned up.
Streaming presented by Red Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu, apply online, and see how you can save thousands. Out of the shotgun, the quarterback Odom looks to be in trouble. He will have to dump one off. He will be sacked, and it's a big sack at about the 35. What a sack, flushed into in and out of the pocket. That will be, I think, Charlie Allen, the sophomore, coming up with a sack.
Yeah, it's a good job by the Mount Vernon defense.
That's a loss.
Well, it'd be real easy
16.
right now. It'd be real easy right now to hang your head and kind of lose your intensity. But, you know, they're still playing hard to get that kind of rush on that kind of quarterback, you know, and drop him for such a big loss. That's a 16-yard loss, Chris.
Yes, sir.
So that really alleviates a little pressure because they're right there on the 19, and you know they've got routes that run to the end zone, you know, with that kind of distance. You know, so now you're looking at 35 yards, and maybe you don't get beat on the big play here, and maybe you can hold them with just 58 seconds to go. Obviously, this is a passing situation, though, for Taylorville if they choose to do so. So the secondary's really got to be awake here, looking for something toward the end zone or something across the middle in some of those seams. Not a lot of room to play with there, but certainly a lot better than being on the 19.
And what a brilliant pass rush.
Yeah, it was.
By number 62, Charlie Allen, who is 6 foot, 235-ish. Just a young sophomore and a young Rams team. Ball is on about the 35. The Mount Vernon 35 near hash, left to right for Taylorville. 58 seconds left to go in this first half. 28-0 to score. Jagger Moore split to the right. To the left is Justin Wright. Odom looking way downfield, and that one is going to be picked off.
There you go.
Tight roping that sideline, old number 10, Evan Leake. He's at the 20, looking to get to the near side. There's a flag at about the 25, down to the 30, 35-yard line on that near sideline. Picked off by Evan Leake. We'll see if it stands. I think it will. I think the penalty will be after the interception. And that's a huge defensive play for the Mount Vernon Rams. And how about that freshman, Evan Leake?
I like it. I like it a lot. I know the scoreboard isn't very favorable right now, but I'm telling you, when you keep playing, you keep playing, you keep playing, good things will start to happen eventually as we go through this season. Small victories, and that was one right there. They had that pass sniffed out, Chris. That was a fade to the right corner. We had two defensive backs back there. The safety and the cornerback came over, I believe. My view kind of got cut off, but I know there were two defenders down there, so we were right there. So we're still playing hard defensively, and that's good to see.
And a huge moral victory for the Mount Vernon Rams. Interception by the freshman Evan Leake with 43 seconds left to go. Gives the Rams the football. 1st and 10 from about their own 18-yard line here. The ball in the near hash as they move right to left. Those white tops, black pants, black helmets with EMV on the side. Malone, the quarterback, to lead this team late in the second quarter. 43 seconds left to go. In motion, Damron. And it'll be an inside handoff to Rashid Rudd. Just shy of the 20. Won't quite get there. Maybe about the 19. It'll be second down for the Rams with about 34 seconds left. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters, the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. First volleyball broadcast coming up on Thursday as the Frankfort Lady Redbirds come to Shagnon Gymnasium. I don't know if it's gym, center, or what. I just know it's named after Stanley Shagnon. Decided at the last board meeting.
And I'm happy about that. I really am.
5 seconds left to go in the half. We'll have the Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show coming up. Here comes the snap. It'll be a carry by Rudd. He'll get to the 20. Trills trying to stay on his feet past the 22. Gain of about 3. And that is halftime here in Taylorville. After 2 quarters, the Taylorville Tornadoes 28, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll come back with the Joe's Pizza halftime show. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
As part of our 10 years of Community First celebration, we're proud to bring you Community Love, a local fundraising program supporting local causes. Hi, this is Joanne Joy, Vice President of Community First Bank. Unlike national or regional initiatives, Community Love supports local programs with local dollars. As good stewards, Community First Bank will be matching your donations. We invite you to show your community love by supporting those in need. Look for pledge forms at businesses in Jefferson County and our 5 banking locations and donate today. Community First Bank, Local Matters, member FDIC.
Do you have 2 nights free a week? Take to the skies with Rendlake College's new drone program. These unmanned aircraft systems are making waves in a number of industries, from agriculture to videography to search and rescue. Just 3 short classes taken 2 evenings a week get you an occupational certificate. Grads can test to become a certified drone pilot through the FAA. For more info, call 618-437-5321, extension 1261, or log on to rlc.edu. Rendlake College, your journey starts here.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
It's the perfect time to give your home a makeover and save during One Stop Flooring America's Home Makeover Sale. We're offering incredible savings on fashionable floors for every room. You can save up to $500 on select styles of Tigressa, the incredibly soft, exceptionally durable, best-selling carpet, and save on select floors store-wide. Let One Stop Flooring America's experienced staff and award-winning installers give you the flooring experience your home deserves. Hurry in today and let the makeovers begin at One Stop Flooring America, 318 South 10th Street, Mount Vernon, 242-5712.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Joe's Pizza halftime show starts now.
Back here in Christian County, Joe's Pizza halftime show begins. 28-0 Taylorville. Here after 2 quarters of play, Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX and WMIXsports.com, where we have streaming video for you tonight. Joe's Pizza and Pasta is a people's choice for favorite Italian restaurant. Gather your friends and head to Joe's before or after the game. Chicago-style pizza and pastas featuring homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. Joe's Pizza just off of the square on Jordan in Mount Vernon, or do as I do. Order online. Order Joe's.com. That's the traditional spelling of Joe, by the way. Joe''S. Eat at Joe's, as they say. 28-0 to score here. The Mount Vernon Rams trailing the Taylorville Tornadoes. In the case of it was 7-0 after 1. A 21-0 run in that second quarter extended the lead by 4 scores, and that is where we stand here at the moment. Plenty of breaks to take here in your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. We'll take one now. 28-0 Taylorville here at the break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joanne Joy, Senior Vice President at Community First Bank. For well over a decade, we've been the official home of true community banking in and around Jefferson County. And beyond simply supplying traditional banking services, lending solutions, and supporting our local charities and organizations, we take the most pride in calling ourselves good neighbors. Above all, that's what matters most, Community First. It's not our name, it's our belief. Community First Bank, local matters, member FDIC.
Joe's Pizza in Mount Vernon delivers and caters. Call 242-2600 or stop in and dine at 819 Jordan. The Trupiano family's secret recipes are known throughout Southern Illinois. Check out the daily pasta and pizza specials, family pizza specials, and every Thursday night, it's all-you-can-eat spaghetti night. Joe's also has great sandwiches, salads, desserts, and they cater. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Online at orderjoes.com or call 242-2600.
Back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
WMIX, we're on AM 940 and 96.5 FM worldwide at WMIXsports.com with Jeff Lonnon. I'm Chris Hugo. 28-0. The Taylorville Tornadoes lead your Mount Vernon Rams. Here at the half, we'll have some scoring and stats coming up in just a moment on this Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime. But, Coach, obviously a case, I mean, you know the kicking game well. You know the game very well. Obviously an offensive coordinator for many of these Mount Vernon Ram teams, and obviously struggled to move the football a little bit. Got off to a nice start, struggled on the ground. It led to struggling through the air, but more often than not, really just a susceptibility, of a few plays. A few big plays there in the first and second quarters are what doomed the Rams. It was after a big play that a quick score was set up.
Yeah, it was big plays, and then in the end it was turnovers. And especially in the last 5 minutes there, you know, we went fumble, incomplete pass, fumble on that one little three-stretch play there, and they turned those 2 fumbles into scores. And not only, here's what makes it, you know, worse, is that the fumbles were really deep down there, and you know, you turn it over and give the other team the short field, and a team like Taylorville in a short field is really, really tough to stop. You know, now if you fumble that thing, you know, 80 yards from the end zone and, you know, make them go 80, then, you know, it's a whole different story. But the turnovers occurred in really bad spots on the field, and that hurt us too. And we talked about the big plays. It really doesn't feel like it should be 28-0, but it is, and that's the thing about football is, you know, you got to execute every play for 4 quarters, and you really got to minimize your mistakes, and you got to move those chains. And that's another thing we didn't do there for the last probably 8 minutes of the second quarter, 8 to 10 minutes, is we quit moving the chains. And when you quit moving the chains, you know, bad things happen. Either you're punting the ball, you know, for instance, at one point we were punting from the back of our end zone, and that's just a really, really bad place to be, you know, with a high school football team. The punters really, really get put at a disadvantage when they're that deep in the end zone, having to really bomb one out of there just to get, you know, give the other team, you know, halfway disadvantageous field position. So just a lot of little things, but on the other hand, a lot of positives, and you know, you hope they come out in the second half as they did there in the end defensively. You know, they played with some defensive intensity. They sacked Odom for a 16-yard loss there from the 19-yard line, moved him all the way back to the 35. Got a big pick there in the end. You know, so that tells me they're still playing and they're not giving up, and that's really all you want, you know, from your football team. And you know, right now the scoreboard is ugly, but you know, we still have another half of football to go. You know, they're in there coaching them up, and they're talking to them about some adjustments they might make offensively to maybe move the ball a little bit better. I know that for a fact. I know they're going to try their hardest to do that, and you know, that's all you can do. So we got a half of football left to go, and we'll see what happens.
We have plenty of time remaining here on this Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. We'll come back with some scoring and stats in just a moment. Sneak in a quick commercial break. 28-0 Taylorville here at the half. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
The old saying goes, nothing beats free. People's National Bank agrees. free checking is just that, free. You get free paper statements. Your first box of checks are free. Unlimited check writing plus free access to over 25,000 ATMs nationwide with the MoneyPass network. If you like free, and we think you do, stop by People's National Bank today and open your free checking with only $100. People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois farmers and businesses since 1909. Member FDIC.
Hi, Roy Schmidt with Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Summer is here, and it's time for summer savings on the best-selling truck on the road, the Ford F-150. Right now, on remaining new 2016 models, you will find savings of almost $10,000 on select models, like the Crew Cab 4x4 with 20-inch wheels and sport package, including the 2.7 EcoBoost engine, boasting the best fuel economy of any full-size truck on the road, plus a towing capacity of 8,500 pounds. MSRP of $40,625, your price just $36,289 plus tax, title, license. That's a savings of $9,776. Don't put off owning your next Ford F-150 any longer. Start saving today right here at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and call us at 618-242-8600 or find us online at FordSquare.com.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
WMIX, WMIXSports.com. 28-0 Taylorville here at the half, and your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. Jeff Lonnon alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon has some scoring and stats.
Well, I'll give you some team stats here. You know, for Mount Vernon, they rushed the ball 18 times for 26 yards. That's a little deceiving because they had 5 negative rushes in there that caused them to lose about 20 yards off that total. So they were 18 rushes for 26 yards. They were 5 for 8 in the air. That's pretty good for 40 yards. Taylorville rushed the ball 14 times for 86 yards, and they were 7 of 10 through the air. And the big stat here of all of this is 127 yards through the air. That was really impressive by the Taylorville quarterback, Brandon Odom. In the penalty department, Mount Vernon wins this easily. Taylorville was penalized 8 times in the first half. Mount Vernon only penalized 4 times, and I did not total those yardages up, but it's somewhere around the 20, 25, 50, 55 yards for Taylorville and 36 yards for Mount Vernon. So Mount Vernon wins the penalty battle for sure in the first half, and then on the turnover battle, Taylorville throws 2 picks. So they have 2 turnovers, and then Mount Vernon fumbles the ball twice and throws 1 interception. They're at 3. So Mount Vernon's turned the ball over 3 times now, Taylorville 2. So that's an issue for Mount Vernon. They got to hold on to the football. We talked about that earlier as we go into the second half here. First downs, Mount Vernon gets 5 first downs in the first half. Taylorville got 8 first downs. So Mount Vernon obviously only 5 first downs. It's got to think about moving those chains because we know what the Taylorville offense can do when they have the football. Scoring, it was all Taylorville, as we've talked about in the first half. They scored on a 1-yard run with 10:04 left to go. They kicked the extra point to make it 7-0. They came back with another 2-yard run, not until 5:32 of the second quarter. So basically, these two teams played a quarter and a half with the game at about 7-0. And at 5:32, the floodgates came down on Mount Vernon with that 2-yard run, and the kick was good, 14-0. And then just really 2.5 minutes later, roughly 2.5 minutes, at 3:17, they took advantage of the Mount Vernon turnover and kicked the extra point, make it 21-0, and then finally another turnover got their last score at I think it was at the 1:26 mark in the second quarter. They kicked the extra point. That was the 20-yard fade route to the end zone. They kicked the extra point, and that made it 28-0. And that's where we stand now at halftime with the score Taylorville 28 and Mount Vernon nothing.
Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show, the people's choice in Mount Vernon. We'll talk more about that coming up. We'll talk more about this game coming up. What do the Rams need to do in the second half to come back? They trail 28-0 here at the break. We'll come back with more halftime show action. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Have you ever wondered how your homeowner's insurance works? Or whether you have enough coverage to protect you in an auto accident? Or what would happen to your family if you get sick or pass away prematurely? I'm your local State Farm agent, Tony Will.
And these are the very questions that we help people with every day. If you don't have the answers to these questions, stop by my office in Mount Vernon. Waiting till a catastrophe happens to learn how your insurance works can be very costly. Don't let that be you. Find us on the web at tonywilt.com or call us at 242-1421.
This is John Rooney. Being behind the microphone and describing Cardinals action is a thrill day after day.
Fly ball deep, left center field, way back towards the pin, it's a goner! Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
Every day is a new chapter in the book that is a Cardinals season. Don't miss any of it in 2017. There's only one Cardinals baseball. It's Cardinal baseball on 50,000 watts of today's hot country. 94.1 WMIX.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football. Powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. It's 28-0. Taylorville Tornadoes lead the Mount Vernon Rams here at the half, as this is your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. Joe's Pizza and Pasta, the People's Choice in Mount Vernon. They're on Jordan Street by the old Mount Vernon Township High School, just south of the square, if you will. Great pizza. I've had it numerous times. You want real Chicago-style pizza, Joe's Pizza and Pasta Mount Vernon, the place to go. Order it online at orderjoes.com. Jeff Lonnon alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Coach, 7-0 after one. Disappointing second quarter for the Rams, but this is a young team, and they're going to make young mistakes, and a few of those have haunted them here tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. And here in the second half, I think the main thing is, keep your heads up. What you're looking for now is, what guys are going to play hard. What guys aren't going to give up. What guys are going to play through this. Get your eyes off the scoreboard and just play football to the best of your ability. It's kind of gut check time, and this is good for your coaches too. As a coach, you're looking for guys like that. Who's going to play hard to the end, and that's very important. And again, I go back to those small little victories. That's another one. If your guys play hard to the end, there's so many things in this game that you really don't think about. But I think as coaches in there right now, they're doing two things. They're telling them to keep their heads up, and the second thing they're trying to do, I think especially offensively, is try to figure out how they can make adjustments to get some first downs and move some chains and get on the scoreboard. One score here would do us a whole lot of good. At 28-0, if you can change that to 28-7, that's going to change the whole feeling of this on the Mount Vernon sideline. Nobody wants to get blanked. Nobody wants to get shut out. There's just something about that mentally that is defeating. And I think if we can get on the scoreboard here, and the sooner the better, that'll certainly go a long way toward maybe how we play in the rest of this game in terms of where our heads are and our enthusiasm and all those things that we talk about. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be interesting. It looks like right now that Steve McCoy is just going out to double check the possession of the ball for the second half, and we're getting ready to go here in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
And we will take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get you set for the second half of this one. We're in Taylorville from the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Taylorville 28, your Mount Vernon Rams nothing. More action coming back in just a moment. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Spieth, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Sergeant C, and I am here at Automart of Salem to help you get in to your next vehicle. Our lot is full of local trades that have been serviced by professional mechanics. If you have good credit, I can help. If you have bad credit, I can help you too. Just come see me, Sergeant C, Automart of Salem, located next to Schmidt Ford and across from Denny's. All credit apps are accepted, so come see me, Sergeant C. Call 618-548-8611. That's 618-548-8611.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Rend Lake College.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with Lady Rams basketball coach Jeff Lonnon alongside. A pleasure to be here with you for another season of Mount Vernon Rams football. This is your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show as we will look forward to what we hope will be a strong second half out of the Mount Vernon Rams here tonight in Taylorville. Of course, we'll see what kind of adjustments Mark Goodhart and his crew made in the halftime locker room. Coach, I know you've been a part of many locker room huddles. You've seen some of the great moments of Mount Vernon Rams football in this millennium, and a case of what kind of adjustments can you make? I mean, it's a young team. They're going to make young mistakes, and I feel like that's what we saw in the first half.
Well, the main thing is keep it simple, you know, and especially with a young team. You know, you can really, really outcoach yourself, you know, no matter what sport you're coaching. You just got to keep it simple. You know, it may be a tweak in a formation, you know, or it may be something in your footwork if you're a back, you know, or you know, it may be just you know, just a philosophy. Hey, we're going to throw on first down instead of run on first down. If we run a lot on first down, you know, we're gonna switch our pattern up in our play calling. You know, sometimes that works. You know, just all those little things as coaches you talk about and you talk to with the players. But go back to what I said. You know, simple adjustments, because these kids are stressed. They're angry. They're frustrated. So if you go in there as a coach and you try to make, you know, all these complicated adjustments, and what'll end up happening is you end up confusing them, and then you're worse when you come out than you were when you went in. So just little 2 or 3 little tweaks here and there, and to the best of your ability, make them count, make them be things you think will work, and then go with it. That's probably my best advice, is just keep it simple. It just seems like that's by far a better option to go than to make things complicated. And I think that's the way it is anyway when you coach. I think it's just much better if you do, you know, 4 or 5 things really, really well than do 15 or 20 things really, really average. And it doesn't matter whether that's football or basketball or softball or whatever it is. And so we'll see what they did. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of enthusiasm we have for coming out. We'll see where our heads are, and hopefully we'll play hard and come away with this feeling good about next week.
We'll start the second half. Community First Bank believes that local matters. Local people making local decisions for friends and neighbors. Community First isn't just a name, it's who they are. 28-0. Rams trailing here as we start the third quarter of play from Taylorville, just behind Taylorville High School.
You know, did you notice in the first half, these two teams, Taylorville and Mount Vernon, they're not very different offensively in what they're doing. You're 3 wide a lot of times with both teams, or 2 wide with a wing back and maybe a running back. You know, a lot of the plays they're running-wise are similar. The passing game for Taylorville is a little bit more developed. But as far as philosophies go, they really look a lot alike offensively. Pooch kick.
Pooch kick to start the second half, and the Rams will tumble on it at about the 33-yard line, where they will have it 1st and 10 in their own territory. So the Rams will start 1st and 10 here, trailing 28-0. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside.
Got to go with the light, Chris. I can't see any more in here.
Light is on.
Thank you very much.
So 1st and 10 for the Rams. Fresh 12 on the clock as we start this third quarter. Ready to get this one going. We have Nick Malone, the quarterback. Sursa will be split to the right side. Actually, he'll be in the right slot. It'll be Dameron split to the right side. Span in the left slot. Rutherford in motion from the left split, and now we'll have a carry up the middle for Rashid Rudd as he's trying to get to the 35. Gets there as he was able to slip one tackle, but then push back. Should have forward progress to the 35 for about a 2-yard gainer. It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Rams.
You know, he's not very big, but I'm telling you why, he runs hard, and his feet are constantly in motion. And as a running back, as long as you keep your feet moving, you're going to do good things. You know, a lot of guys when they're young, especially when they get hit, their feet kind of get tied up in concrete and they don't keep them moving, and consequently you don't get that extra yard or 2. He got that 2 yards all on his own.
And so now the Rams will line up to do it again. Out of the pistol, it'll be Rudd's number dialed. He'll run backwards a little bit. Got to the line of scrimmage, then thrown backward to about the 31. We'll see where the spot goes. It could be 3rd and long here for the Rams with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's still 28-0 Taylorville.
Yeah, looks like they lost about 3.
Our next Rams broadcast will be Saturday night, 7 o'clock pregame. At 7:30 will be your opening kickoff from Urbana as the Rams will meet halfway to play the Woodstock Blue Streaks. That'll be next Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff, 7 o'clock. Pregame here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. 10:30 left to go here in the third. Out of the shotgun for Malone. He's being chased down. Rolls to the sideline. Dumps it off at about the 25, and if not for a collision in the secondary for the Tornadoes, that might have been picked off by Jacob Fieser. But as a result, it falls incomplete, stops the clock with 10:25 left in the third, and 4th and 10 will be the situation for the Rams from their own 33 on the near hash. Left to right they move.
Yeah, I think one thing that Malone, Nick, could probably do a little bit more of is run the football. Yeah, I feel like, they've got him set up on a lot of rollouts. It just seems like, they're by design in their system, and this is a new system. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't know it. I don't know what they're doing, but it does seem like they roll him a lot, and he can run, and that may be something they can utilize and take advantage of as they look at this film. Is getting him out there on those rollouts and running the football a little bit more instead of throwing it whenever somebody's not there.
And the Rams punt and do so successfully, as that was a punt by Seth Lene, and 10:17 to go here in the third quarter. It'll be Tornado football up 28-0. 1st and 10 now. The ball will be spotted on or about their own 36.5. Scoreboard updates tonight, every night, sponsored by Tony Wilcher, State Farm agent in Mount Vernon on the corner of 42nd and South Water Tower. Anywhere you want to go, look for that white State Farm Jeep around town to see how you can get to a better state with State Farm. Tied at the half, Carterville and Benton at 15. Carlisle leads Nashville 14-13. Waterloo 21-14 over Heron at the break. At last check, Centralia was leading Salem 21-0 after 1. The shotgun here, 10:17 go. Quick connect there in the backfield out in the flat. Now to the 40-yard line, 45 midfield. Back to the 45, 40. Now to the 35 on a cut back to the near side. Down at the 30-yard line out of bounds will be Trey Kreitz.
Yeah, and that's just a little quick out to the boundary, and we lose leverage, and we let him go. And that's something we'll have to work on as well, is containing that little out route and not letting the receiver get outside and up the field. I don't know what kind of coverage we were in there. Again, my window's a little fogged over, to say the least, but that's not a route that's unfamiliar to us tonight. They've ran that route early in the game.
It's a 34-yard completion. Now a fade route down that far sideline, and it's bobbled along that sideline. The intended target was number 15, Justin Wright, on 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 30. 9:47 left to go here in the third quarter. It's still 28-0 Taylorville here in the third.
It was a 33-yard completion, Chris, and I bet he didn't throw that ball forward to the line of scrimmage more than about a yard.
Kreitz did the rest of the work on that one, and now he'll line up split to the left side. Pistol set here for the quarterback, Brandon Odom. He's looking to set some records here. Many think he can break the season passing records held by current head coach Jeb Odom. And now a handoff, nope, an option play here. He'll run right up the middle along that far hash, past the 30 down to about the 28. So maybe a gain of about 2. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 8. And it's 28-0 ball game, 9:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Streaming powered by Rend Lake College. See how you can save thousands when you log on to rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here. 3 left, 1 right. Single back in this shotgun set for the quarterback, Odom. The junior QB missed a little bit of time last year, I think due to injury. Sophomore a year ago. Takes the snap here. He's looking right on a slant play, overthrown. The intended target again, one of his favorites, Justin Wright, another junior. Taylorville on a preview up here on a local station, channel1450.com. I thought that they could challenge for maybe maybe down in the playoffs, get to that third playoff game, get past that, and maybe hopes of a championship run. So
yeah,
they hope to put that together and be able to turn that corner this year, and so far looking pretty good. 28-0 Tornadoes, third quarter action here on their home turf. 9:06 left to play, 4th and 8 now for Taylorville from the 28. The 28 Mount Vernon territory here. They're going for it on 4th down. Kreitz in motion into the right slot. Out of the shotgun. It'll be a fade route down the right side, flag pattern, and that is in and out of the hands of Justin Wright. It'll be a turnover on downs, and now here in the second half, it's an opportunity for the Mount Vernon Rams to get something going as they will take over, I believe, on their own 28.
Yeah, and again, good coverage. I mean, good coverage. Really good job. I mean, that secondary is not hanging their heads. They're playing hard. They stayed with the receiver. They were right where they were supposed to be on that route. And consequently, it's a turnover on downs, and now the Rams get the ball back. This Taylorville team's really good, Chris, but I'm telling you right now, they're a lot better with Brandon Odom at quarterback.
For the Rams from their own 28. Ball spotted. Malone out of the pistol, and there was a flinch along that line. The question is, I think it was Taylorville who moved first. Of course, Taylorville, a new look Apollo this year that is no longer features. They move on to the Cahokia Conference. Lincoln moves on in. Muhammad Seymour not far behind. A case of where for the Apollo an uneven amount of teams, and in fact, some of those schools will have conference games next week. That's why the Rams lost Charleston as an opponent week 2. Pick up Woodstock next week. They'll meet them halfway in Urbana. A couple of long distances to travel the first 2 weeks for the Rams.
2 tough road trips.
Malone looking for the quick pass out in the flat. It's complete to Isaiah Damon at the 30. Now to the 35, gets to the 40. Shy of the 40. I followed the wrong ramp, but shy of the 40 to about the 38. It's a gain of about 5. And after the penalty, it'll be close to another first down. Should be second and short here for the Rams, looking to move the chains here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, and Dameron's a good athlete, and that's just a smart play. I mean, it's high percentage. I mean, you take the snap and you throw the guy the ball. He's an athlete. Let him make a one-on-one move, and you know that can easily turn into 55 yards just as easily, you know, as it turned into 5. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
So 8:51 left here, and Dameron will hobble off the field. Carrie Hammond of the Orthopedic Center, one of our great sponsors. She takes care of your Rams. Takes a look at Isaiah, and he'll get some help from some fellow Rams to get off the field here.
She takes care of everybody.
She does. They'll carry him off, but again, we hope he's okay. Won't speculate, but Carrie quick to take a look. One of the best ATCs in the region, the state, probably the nation.
Maybe even the world.
I wouldn't doubt it. Definitely confident in that being a possibility. 8:40 to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Rams. They give them a first down. Quick handoff will be right up the middle. Little thunder here to the 40. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Rams.
I'm going to give him 2.
Third quarter action from Taylorville. The Mount Vernon Rams, Taylorville Tornadoes. Oh my. After 3 quarters, Fairfield leads Johnston City 40-0. Fairfield typically a strong week 1 team. 8 minutes to play. We are in the third quarter from Christian County. The Rams trail. The 33. Notes comes up with another pick. In territory, up 4 scores and looking to make it 5. There's a flag.
I really thought for a minute that was going to turn out to be a middle screen, and then when because the line got through so fast, and then when I looked to the middle of the field, there was not a back there, so it must have been designed to go down the football field. Flag on the field. Are they going to wave that off, Chris? Or
it was roughing the passer, so I'm guessing.
Okay. That's good.
The Rams will get another crack at it, and we'll take this one off the board.
I will get my eraser out and gladly erase that like it never happened.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down for the Rams. 7:45 to go here in the third quarter. Rams football on WMIX is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Local matters. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Friends and neighbors who understand your needs. They put local first at Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Taylorville's 10th penalty of the game, Chris. That's a lot of penalties. Considering the fact we've only played 2.5 quarters, their coaching staff cannot be happy about that stat anyway.
2 to the right, 2 to the left for Nick Malone and the Rams. Looking for the quick pass in the backfield. That one will burn a couple of worms en route to its intended target, Rasheed Rudd. So on this dynamic, Rudd, after Dameron departs, becomes a target. No longer in the backfield, lining up in a left slot. And so now 2nd and 10. Clock stops at 7:41 to go in the third quarter. Ball on the Taylorville 45. Again, that was after a roughing the passer penalty. And we'll with the Mount Vernon Rams here.
I'd like to see Nick Malone roll out, Chris, and some lanes to run.
They'll put Maxwell split to the motion is Rudd. On the reverse, he'll come all the way around. Stuck at about midfield. He'll be thrown down like a rag doll at about the 48-yard line for a loss of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 13 here for the Rams, as the runner a moment ago that looked like a little bit of thunder was Jalen Shelby, a sophomore, about $1.95. So
that's
an interesting
tough.
Dynamic to the running game.
Yeah, it's tough. That's jet sweep into the boundary, and that's tough. That's tough. You really got to get your head up the field and not run to the boundary, because eventually you just get run out of bounds because there's not nearly enough space over there if you want to go wide. So that's tough play to be successful on.
Pistol here for the Rams. 3 right, 1 left. Back to pass, 3-step drop for Malone. He'll throw out of bounds. And it'll be 4th down and 11 for the Rams. Will it be a punting situation for Mark Goodhart and his crew? 28-0 the score. We're in the third quarter.
Got a flag on the field.
There's a flag. Another roughing the passer penalty.
It's 30 yards of penalties, Chris, in Taylorville in the last 4 plays.
Now 6:52 to go in the third, and the Rams get another first down by penalty. As the ball moves to the Taylorville 31 inside the near hash, moving left to right, the Mount Vernon Rams.
Take it any way you can get it, though. And right now we're on the 31-yard line, and regardless of how we've done it, we are driving the football. We've picked up a first down now, and Taylorville still hasn't touched the football here in the last bit. That's a broken play.
It is. Not quite drawn up in the dirt, but the play broken, and now about the 35-yard line, running out of bounds, and here's was the quarterback alone, out of options. The Rams second at about 14 or so for Mount Vernon, trailing 28-0, 6:16 left to go. We'll have a timeout on the field, sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust, and 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. At First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust, they are putting you first. Count on familiar faces, providing friendly banking service. Stop by First Mid at the corner of South 34th and Broadway. Talk with Michelle, Shelley, the entire First Mid team today. Sloppy start to this second half for both teams.
Yeah, it really is. And on that last play from Mount Vernon, the back went one way and the quarterback went the other. That usually spells disaster, especially against a defensive front as quick as this one. And again, the quarterback ends up running into the boundary. There's just no space over there to really do anything when he's being pursued. I don't know who was wrong there. It doesn't matter. It was just a broken play, and that's something, you got to fix and clean up going forward to next week. But I will say this: it's 28-0, and it was 28-0, when we did the first half. So, we've played half this quarter now. Taylorville's not been able to take advantage and pile on, and Mount Vernon controlling the ball a little bit here. with the assistance of a couple penalties. But, again, that's a positive. That's what we're looking for right now.
Quarterback Nick Malone and his team try to march downfield. 2nd and 14 from the Tornado 35. Back to pass, two-step drop, looking for the quick pass, and somehow, I thought, over the top after a couple of Taylorville hands touched, I thought Amir Spann was going to come up with it. Couldn't, and now it's 3rd and 14 for Mount Vernon. 6:12 remains in the third.
You know, one of the things you kind of get into in the mindset of like an offensive coordinator, a guy calling the plays, is, you know, it's 28-0. You know, this game's not going to last forever, and you start to throw the ball a little bit more, and you take, and when you throw the ball, you're taking more chances. You know, you're not really ever establishing that pound game, you know, to keep the defense honest. So now they're teeing off a little bit more on the quarterback and can guard the receivers and trust that we're not going to run the ball as much.
And now on 3rd and 14, not quite a broken play, just wrong guys in the wrong place at the wrong time for the Rams, and Taylorville able to capitalize. Ran into his own guy and stopped at about the 40 for a loss of 5. It'll be 4th and 19 for the Rams. Triple nickel on the clock. 5:55 remains in the third quarter. Still 28-0. 28-0 Taylorville here in the third quarter. And the Rams, you would think.
Now you got to pull out your best 4th and 19 play, Chris. And I'm telling you right now, those don't exist on your play sheet. So somebody's got to make a play here.
5:28 to go in the third quarter. All of the action is powered by Community First Bank. Maybe a little deep route here. Malone, 5-step drop, now a roll to the left side. He's in midfield now to the 45, dumps one off through the hands of the intended target. We'll have a flag in the backfield. The flag lays at about the 43. The football lies at about the 20-yard line, so we'll see what happens. They'll be holding against the Rams on 4th down. Here in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth, don't forget, tomorrow night, that infamous Mayweather-McGregor fight. You can watch it at Buffalo Wild Wings, $15 cover. Very nominal. Enjoy some of your favorite wings, maybe with your favorite sauce, that seasonal Blue Moon barbecue, or maybe you like that Desert Heat dry rub.
It's my favorite.
Desert Heat, all drummies.
Used to be Asian Zing until you introduced me to Desert Heat.
I introduced you to Asian Zing. You introduced me to Desert Heat.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well,
it is what it is. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and the turnover on downs. Right to carry past midfield. Now to the far hash, still on his feet. Looking to get to the 40-yard line. Past the far hash. It'll be a gain of about 20 for the Taylorville Tornadoes. 1st and 10 for the home team.
Kind of goes back to just keeping your feet moving, like we talked about Rudd of Mount Vernon. You know, that back is not very big, but he kept his feet moving. And when you keep your feet moving, good things can happen. And you got about an extra 10 out of that one just because he did that.
Actually at the 39 in Mount Vernon territory. Far hash spot, right to left will go to Tornadoes. And now Odom on the quarterback keeper, and the Rams do a great job of hunting him down. I think Amir Spann came out of the defensive backfield to make the stop and the tackle. So the sophomore comes up with a stop there, and 4:44 remains here in the third quarter. Still 28-0. It's been rather quiet from an offensive standpoint. Here in the second half, the ball lies on the 43. It'll be spotted on the far hash. So a loss makes it second and about 12 or 13. And now 3 left, 1 right. Single back set here for Mr. Odom. Quick connect to Kreitz. He has some running room. 40, 35, 30. Cuts back now to the 20. Now to the near side. 10-5. Not going to catch him. It'll be a 38-yard touchdown catch by Trey Kreitz, and it is 34-zip.
Yeah, the blocking by the Taylorville receivers on that play was outstanding. They locked up with our cornerback and our outside linebacker, or I couldn't see again, but it could have been our safety. But we were over there in coverage, and they locked up really well, and that was easy. That was just too easy. We used to call that bubble screen. Throw it to the farthest receiver outside. Throw it to the farthest receiver inside, or you can throw it to the middle receiver, and then take your other 2 guys and lock up the DBs and just make a move and go. And, you know, again, a 1-yard pass turns into about a 38-yard touchdown.
Jagger Moore will complete the point after to make it 35-0. It's a 5-score ball game. 4:04 remains in the third quarter.
Just got to keep playing, Chris.
And so now you do keep playing here on into the third quarter and see what you can make happen. Streaming at WMIXsports.com, powered by Rinn Lake College. Save thousands on your collegiate education. See which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you at rlc.edu. And Rams fans, if you're wondering, Jaden Lacey still at Marion. Just gave the Marion Wildcats a 28-21 lead over the Muscuda Indians.
And at 35-0, assuming Mount Vernon does not mount some kind of a scoring drive, Taylorville will now be in a position to put it over 40 points. And at that point, the clock will run.
And now a little trouble on the kickoff. Isaiah Dameron, who's back into the game, has it at about the 20, trying to sweep to the outside far. Not quite to the 25, ran horizontally, straddling that 20-21 yard line area. 3:56 left to go here in the third quarter. So for the Rams, let's see what they can put together here. Under the 4-minute mark to go in the third quarter, 35-0. The Taylorville lead after a 38-yard touchdown catch by Trey Kreitz. He's a junior. Taylorville team that over the coming year, over this coming season, hoping to put it together, as they say. All right, now the Rams hoping to put together a drive. Malone, the quarterback, on 1st and 10. Could have been a procedure penalty there, but Rudd will get the carry to the left and get maybe 1 or 2 on the play.
Yeah, you'd have to think that Taylorville, wanting to, ensure they don't get any injuries out here, will start substituting at some point, in this football game. I haven't seen a whole lot of that yet, but you would have to think that to protect their guys, they'll start substituting, and in return, Mount Vernon will probably do the same thing and get some of these younger guys over here on the field or on the sideline and into the game that haven't played.
So for the Rams, a 3:15 to play in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 12. It was a loss of 2, 35-0 Taylorville. On the far hash, the spot from the 20-yard line. They'll send 3 to the right. Scarborough, Maxwell, and looks like Sursa to the right side. Malone is the quarterback. Going to drop back. 5-step drop now, rolling to the right. Doubling back left, fumbles the football, and it's recovered in the backfield at about the 5 by the Rams. Great recovery that time by Jared Palmer, and Rams will maintain possession at the moment with 2:40 left to go. It'll be 3rd and long.
Looks like the ball's down there about the 7, which would have made it a 13-yard loss. Mount Vernon going backwards a whole lot more now in this second half, offensively, especially with the rush. When they try to run the football, it really puts them in a bad spot where they have to throw the ball with a good Taylorville secondary.
And so now 3rd and 26 from the 6. And a run play here. This will be Rudd on the carry. Nice little footstep. Good move there at the 20 where he'll get. It'll be a 14-yard gain or thereabouts. It'll be 4th and long. Still about 4th and 12 for the Rams with 1:53 left to go in the third quarter. For Taylorville, where the Rams start on the road 2 times, they have 2 home games quick to start. Next Friday night, they'll have the Effingham Flaming Hearts coming to town in conference play. Rams, meanwhile, go to Urbana on Saturday for Woodstock at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, let's hope the weather's like this, and let's hope it doesn't get hot again next week. It's so hard to play. What time's that game, Chris? Did you just
7:30.
That's good. It's an evening game. I was thinking it was more of an afternoon, but if it's like tonight, it'll be a super night for fans to come out and watch a football game because it's about 65 right now, and it feels great.
4th and long for the Rams, and that will be a tough play. I'm not sure what that was. We have a flag on the play. It came to the near side, maybe a fake punt or just a fumbled snap.
There's a flag on the play.
I didn't even see the punter out there. My apologies. I was looking off in the wrong direction. Seth Lene, the punter.
Intentional grounding is the military call against the Rams.
So they weren't trying to punt.
Well, we were trying to punt, but we did not field the snap cleanly, and that led to our punter attempting to throw the football, which then would turn into a unintentional fake punt, and then he threw it in the ground and to get rid of it, and they called intentional grounding, I guess. That's a weird play. I don't think I've ever seen that.
So
not really a weird play, but just a weird sequence of events.
Not quite how you want it to go, and because it's intentional grounding and because you lose a down, you lose the football now on 4th down. And so now it becomes 1st and goal from the 2. And just like that, Taylorville has a great opportunity to punch one in here as Odom, the quarterback, obviously still in the ball game. And now it'll be a quick carry up that left side, and I don't think they get in. The carry was by Hayden Walton. Doesn't get there, and a good stop by the Rams D-line.
Yep, just keep playing hard. That's all you can do.
Way to play, as they say.
Yeah.
As we are dancing dangerously with the end of this 3rd quarter. Scoreboard updates tonight all season long, and WMIXSports.com are sponsored by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or find him right on our website. Well, that Tony Wilt State Farm Jeep. Literally worldwide at WMIXSports.com. So Odom, the quarterback, 2nd and goal from the 2. 22 seconds left to go in this 35-0 ball game. The ball is on the near hash. They move right to left. So Hayden Walton in the backfield, providing some running room here. And that'll be a great tackle. Looks like that was Scarborough chasing down the runner from beyond the 5-yard line. They went with Jagger Moore, and it does not pay off. It'll be 3rd and goal.
I've never understood why, if you're on the 1-yard line, you would go out of the gun and hand the ball off 6 or 7 yards deep and try to gain 1 yard. There's a lot of coaches that have that philosophy, and I'm not saying it's right. I feel like if you got 1 yard to go, you might as well not forfeit 5 right off the bat, and put yourself in a much worse position than you were on the 1.
So there was a holding on the play. Rams declined the penalty. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line on the far hash with 4 seconds left. And I have a feeling that'll be all she wrote for the 3rd quarter. It is, and we head to the 4th quarter in Taylorville. The Tornadoes 35, your Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll come back with the 4th. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Wouldn't it be great if we all had a friend or neighbor you really trusted or to help assist you in managing your money? A helpful hand to look out for your best interests. Well, you do. That's exactly who Community First Bank is. Chances are you've seen us at the ball fields, in church, or right next door. Local Jefferson County residents, from the smiling, helpful tellers all the way to our executive board. We're proud to call Jefferson County home. We're always here to help. Community First Bank, Local Matters, member FDIC.
Guess what, Friday? Thursday is coming for you. You've been the best day of the week for far too long. But now every Thursday, Buffalo Wild Wings sells boneless wings at a discounted price. That's right, Friday. Thursday's looking real confident. And it's not afraid to use partial priced wings to be the big man on the calendar. Boneless Thursdays. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Prices and participation vary. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
Back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Mount Vernon Rams football trailing 35-0 as we head to the 4th quarter from Taylorville. When your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight, Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on WMIX Mount Vernon, top of this 9 o'clock hour or thereabouts. 3rd and goal now for the Tornadoes, deep into Mount Vernon territory, obviously. 6-yard line. And looking for the quick pass. A little slant pattern thrown behind the intended target. It'll be 4th and goal now for Taylorville. Good job by the Rams secondary to break that one up. 11:57 to go here in the fourth. We are 3 mere seconds into this one.
Yeah, 3 seconds. And again, because, and I'm not complaining, but because they went out of the gun on the 1 yard line, they put themselves in a passing situation, and they missed the pass, and now it's 4th down. And it was a good job by the Rams secondary, by the way, to prevent that ball from being caught in the end zone.
Odom looking from the left side, going to roll to the right now, has some targets. A little fade pass over the top. It's in and out of the hands. The Taylorville target pleading with the official for pass interference. Probably not going to get it. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Good stop.
Great stop for the Rams.
That was a good stop. That's a gutsy. They got the ball on the 1 yard line, and we keep them from scoring. And that's a good quarterback you're trying to defend there. And they know what they're doing in their passing game, and yet we shut them down on 2 incomplete passes. So very, very, very good job by the Ram defense. Taylorville just put 1 score on the board here in this second half. It's just the inability to move the chains offensively that's really hurt us. And, of course, we talked about this a dozen times, those big plays by Taylorville.
11:49 left in the fourth quarter. Rams with the football deeper in their own territory. 1st and 10 from the 6 on the near hash. It'll be a jet sweep to the right side for Maxwell. He finds some running room up the far hash. Got a little bit of a seam. Looks like maybe a gain of trying to pick it out here, maybe about the 15. So it'll be 2nd. Oh, maybe a gain of 6 or so. There's some soccer lining on the field, which makes it a little difficult to see at times.
They're going to give him the 13, which will give him a 7-yard gain. And that's a positive.
2nd and 3 for the Rams. Malone, the quarterback. Empty backfield here with 11:08 to play in the fourth quarter. 35-0, Tornadoes on top. Looking to the near side, finds Maxwell. Completed about the 12-yard line. He'll get to the 19, pulled down from behind. Gain of 6 should move the chains for the Rams. It'll be 1st and 10 here.
It's the same exact play that Taylorville ran for their touchdown in the second half. It's just bubble screen, just a quick throw out, and you block with your other 2 receivers in a trips formation, and you make a move. And that's a very well-executed play by the Rams.
.43 left to go in the fourth quarter. Malone is out of the pistol. Left 2, right 2. So now man in motion. Quick hitter up the middle. This will be Rasheed Rudd. Gets some running room. Nice move there at about the 34. Gets to the 35. Held on to the football. It'll be a gain of about 15 on the ground for Rudd. It'll be 1st and 10 as the Rams move the chains yet again.
Yeah, he's fired up.
Should be.
I mean, he's clapping. He's patting guys on the butt. He's ready to go, and that's great. He's a gamer, and that's what you want back there at that position.
Carbondale Terriers in the 100th meeting of Carbondale and Murphy. Terriers lead 7-0 after 3. Had Brian Lee on the show last week, and he talked about where they plan to be here in 2017. As this will now be the quarterback Malone looking to pass downfield. His intended target was Scarborough near the right sideline at about the 40. Rams just going to come up with it. 10:05 mark here in the fourth quarter. 35-0. Taylorville on top. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 as the clock stops here. All of the action is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland in Mountford and Dix, Woodlawn and Ina. Local matters. They are proving it day by day in Jefferson County. 10:05 left to go. Rams with the clock stopped. Have just 23 seconds on the play clock, so plenty of time. Nick Malone leading this offense, trying to get something going, trying not to be shut out by the Tornadoes again. Quick handoff Rutt, good spin move, trying to battle and bounce off the tacklers. Looked more like a game of Plinko. Stopped at the 32, and it'll be a loss of 3.
He tried. He made a great initial move, but there's just too many Taylorville Tornadoes there, and he can't escape.
.9:42 remains. The clock will roll here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 13 for the Rams. Again, it is 35-0, Taylorville on top. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Malone with an empty backfield now. Out of the shotgun. Man in motion is Maxwell. And it'll be a quarterback keeper here on a little bit of an option to the 35-yard line, lunging forward to the 37. Gain of about 5 will bring up 4th and 8. The clock should drop below the 9-minute mark here.
See, I like that. I like the fake, the jet sweep, which we've established a little bit. And then he pulls it, and then he just uses his athletic ability to find a little seam in there and run. I really think they need to, or they will. I know they will. They got to look at coaching him up a little bit more on attacking on the run, because he's like a third running or a second running back up there with in this formation, because they generally just run one running back, but he can be another running back out there. He's athletic.
Malone going to roll to the near side, looking to dump one off near the sideline, and that'll be through the hands of the defensive back, David Howell. It'll bring about a turnover on downs. It'll be first down for the Tornadoes. Ball will be on the Mount Vernon 36. 1st and 10, 8:32 left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll have your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show coming up at the end of this one. Live from your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Streaming presented by Rend Lake College. Sometimes we all need a fresh start at just a fraction of the cost of a 4-year university. Rend Lake College can give you a high-quality head start to transfer to a university without breaking the bank. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here, and what do we have here? Timeout, Mount Vernon. If you'd like to earn $80 per year just for making everyday purchases, stop by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust at the corner of South 34th and Broadway to learn about the money-saving benefits that come with Premier Checking. I'd like to earn $80 per year just for making purchases. Give me $80 to spend money, I'm all about that. But not all about the Mount Vernon Rams trailing Taylorville at the moment 35-0, and Mark Goodhart calls a timeout here. It's about to be 1st and 10 Taylorville. Threatening here with the ball on or about the 36-yard line in Mount Vernon territory, and Rams have done a pretty good job. They limited the Tornadoes to 7 points in the 3rd quarter. In fact, the odd-numbered quarters have been kind. 7-0
they
each
have,
quarter.
and this may shock you, but Mount Vernon's run 25 plays since halftime, and Taylorville has only run 12.
Well, that was a key coming in that even Mark Goodhart himself said was having to eat the time of possession, eat that clock, and they've done a great job here in the second half.
Here's how that stat is so deceiving. On 3 of those 12 plays, they had gains of 33, 21, and 38. And those are huge chunks of yardage in high school football. So,
on 1st and 10 for Taylorville, it'll be up the middle here.
It'd be really nice to see him get a stop here. It really would. Hold them to 1 score. Obviously, Taylorville may get the ball back after this possession, but to hold them on this possession when they're deep into our territory would be a positive.
Of course, sophomore quarterback Caden Milam is into the ball game. Many of the reserves for the Tornadoes as they split Riley Bouchon to the right. Here in this new-look Taylorville offense, Austin Heckert, the running back, the feature back. Here for the Tornadoes, 7:47 to go here in the 4th. 2nd and 3, quick run to the right side, little off-tackle action, nice spin and dive by Heckert, the sophomore running back. Herkert, pardon me. But I'm not sure he got to the first down marker.
Close.
So it'll be 3rd and short. They're all tied in Benton. The Rangers and Carterville Lions are tied at 15. Much of the focus on that game with Division I prospect Luke Ford, the tight end for the Lions. All the big boys are chasing after Mr. Ford.
Phillies beat the Cubs 7-1.
Just popped up on your phone, huh?
Just popped up. That's my one input to the scoreboard tonight.
20 Wilt scoreboard update. State Farm agent in the King City. 7:04 left here, 3rd and 1. Herkert again gets the call. He has first down yardage this time. He'll keep the chains moving as well as the clock. See the spot here. Looks like it's going to be about the 23. So gain of about 4. We'll bring up 1st and 10 here. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show will follow this one. We'll talk about all of it tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 o'clock news on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Special 1-hour edition tomorrow. 6:38 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And now this will be up to the left side. A little off-tackle carry by Herkert, and he able to chunk off 6, maybe 7 yards.
Yeah.
Inside the 20, down to about the 15. Again, there's some soccer lines down the field, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just trouble to see some of the hashes. So 35-0, Tornadoes on top. I believe this was the identical score a year ago.
Yeah, and now with Odom out of the game, and then the second string quarterback in the game, it's more of a ground and pound deal now. They're running the ball just virtually every play, and that's okay. I mean, they probably should be at the score of 35-0. But I'll tell you, I was very impressed tonight by the Taylorville quarterback. He was as advertised, and you know, I said earlier they're a pretty good football team, but you know, with him, they're a really, really great football team. I don't know how many yards he has right now. We'll calculate those and have them after the game, but it's pretty substantial.
5:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 3 for the Tornadoes. The ball is on the Mount Vernon 16-yard line. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon with you in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth for Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. You're watching online at WMIXsports.com, sponsored by Ren Lake College. Quick pass from the new quarterback to the new wide receiver, Luke Taylor, up the right side. He's going to try to break for the near corner, hits the pylon on the dive. And it looks like that's going to be a 16-yard touchdown pass. What a grab by Luke Taylor to make it 41-zip.
Yeah, that's that same play, that little bubble screen. That time I think they just put 2 receivers wide, and it ends up in a touchdown. And that puts the score now at 41-0, and with this extra point, assuming he makes it, it will be 42, but the clock will now run continuously for these last 5 minutes and 22 seconds per rule.
Kick is up, and it is good. Yet another one good tonight for Taylorville. 42-zip. We'll have a running clock the rest of the way.
Kick is up and good. With 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the football game, Tornadoes 42, Rams nothing.
So 5:22 left to go. It'll be a running clock here. Heron beats Waterloo 28-21. Another Tony Wilt scoreboard here. Paris beats Casey Westfield 42-7. The once mighty Warriors been struggling the past couple of seasons. South Mac trails Westland 36-33. Marion, I don't know if Mascoutah has that improved, or if Marion's struggling to start, but Marion leads Mascoutah 34-28 with 9:16 left in the fourth.
It's a good fight by Mascoutah.
Very much so. Centralia was leading Salem 21-6. I believe that was a halftime score. 5:22 left to go in the fourth quarter, and after kickoff, we should have a running clock the rest of the way.
Well, I'd sure like to see the Rams get on the board. As I said earlier, it would be really nice just to get something positive going into the next week.
Hard kick on the ground at about the 20. Off the hop, it's picked up, and now coming to the near side. This could be it. At the 40, now to the 45, looking to get to midfield. The ball carrier pulled out of bounds at about the 48, and that was Gage Russell, the 5'10 freshman on the kickoff return.
That's nice. You like to see that. Yep. You like to see that from a freshman. I'll tell you, Chris, people don't realize, I mean, it's to have a freshman, much less as many as Mount Vernon is using right now, that's rare, especially in 5A football. And to see so many of them out there and contributing, that's rare. And this is invaluable for them as they go forward in their careers.
Without a doubt, these are critical minutes for some of these guys into the ballgame. And now off of the snap, it'll be Malone dropping back. Completes it to the right side in the flat to Rudd. Past midfield, he's going to make a break for it at the 40. Still on his feet at the 35, pushed ahead to about the 31-yard line. And for Rudd, That's going to be about a 19-yard gain or so through the air, and he did most of the work.
He sure did. He kept those feet moving, and that's just a good, tough run after the catch. And he's not very big, but he's playing big tonight.
4 minutes left to go in this one. 42-0 Taylorville. 3:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the Taylorville 31. It's on the far hash. Rams moving right to left. Span split to the left side all alone. They're looking for the fade route to Amir. The sophomore, one-handed grab. He comes down with it inside the 5. He's at the 2. And Amir Span with a heck of a grab. About a 29-yard completion to Amir. Odell Beckham Jr. style, and he comes down with it with one hand.
Play of the night offensively for Mount Vernon. How about that? And they're excited. They're excited, and that's good. Mount Vernon fans all stayed around. Big ovation for that play. Now punch it in.
And now trying to punch it in on 1st and goal. It'll be Rudd on the handoff, and he will sneak into the end zone. It is 42-6. The Rams get on the board. What a catch by Amir Span to set it all up. And the Rams will go for the point after attempt.
And there's that spark, and the whole feeling, even though it's 42-6, but the whole feeling over here just kind of changes. You know, it's amazing what, you know, something positive could do for your whole fan base and your whole sideline. Rams will likely go for 2 here, I'm assuming, Chris. Got the ball.
You would think.
Yeah, ball's in the center of the field, but they're going to go for 2.
Let's see. Malone out of the pistol. Maxwell in motion. Nick going to try to keep it himself, and he's not going to make it in. It'll be 42-6. What a catch by Amir Span.
Sure was.
Unbelievable. There are some things in life you don't forget. I will never forget the 42-yard slant pass to Dontrell Black in 2007 playoffs. And even though this game will turn out to be lopsided, I'll never forget that Amir Span grab. Because you knew he was going to come down with it, and that was the crazy thing about it.
I'll never forget the night that we scored what appeared to be the winning touchdown against Cahokia, and that would have meant another conference championship for the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
And they proceeded with Jimmy Hunt, who later went to the University of Missouri.
Show me Hunt, you betcha.
In probably about a minute left in the game, and in 3 plays.
I don't think it was that long.
Maybe 50 seconds. We tried to
yes.
We tried to run as much clock as we could. I think you're right. I think it was about 25 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 20.
We
anywhere
finally
from 16
punched
to
it
25.
across. It took us about 8 minutes to get it down there, and finally punched it in. And then in the mere 25 seconds, Jimmy Hunt snatched the conference championship away from the Mount Vernon Rams.
He did, and he used those sidelines effectively at J.D. Shields Memorial
he did.
Stadium. Here comes the kickoff here. It's 42-6 with 2:52 left. Back to return. The Tornadoes are going to get it to about the 15. With 2:46 to go is where they'll take over. What a catch. So clock will continue to run. 2:23 left to go. We'll have your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show coming up. But what excitement generated by Amir Span, followed by the touchdown run by Rashid Rudd.
Be nice to get a turnover here. Maybe punch another one in and get to feeling really good.
2:02 left to go in the ball game. 42-6 Taylorville. Backup crew in the game for the Tornadoes. Caden Milam, the quarterback. Going to run some clock off here to about 3 on the play clock. A little handoff, inside handoff up the left side, and now some running room here. Past the 25, down to about the 30 for number 41, Austin Herker.
the 28-yard line. About that at the 30-yard line. First and 10, Tornadoes.
About a minute 25 to go. First and 10 for Taylorville, 42-6. Again, the Rams got an amazing one-handed grab out of Amir Span. Set up the Rashid Rudd touchdown scamper. Point after failed. That's how the Rams get on the board here in the fourth quarter. They will not be shut out tonight. 1:03 left to go. Play clock, they'll probably get that down to about 3 again. Sophomore quarterback, Caden Milam. And now Herkert will get the carry. Up the left side on the inside handoff, off tackle, up the far hash to about the 35. It'll be a gain of about 5. It'll bring up second and a nickel. 43 seconds left to go.
That's probably going to be about it, Chris. Referee's taking his time spotting the ball. That's going to be it.
So 25 seconds on the game clock, about 20 on the play clock.
And it looks like they're going to take a knee.
Well, I would think.
I didn't quite catch where that play clock was in relationship to the game clock. Yeah, they're going to have to run one more.
Milam, the quarterback, quick handoff. Different ball carrier this time, right up the middle, and that'll be all she wrote. Taylorville Tornadoes are going to win this one, 42-6 over the Mount Vernon Rams. But my goodness, what a catch by Amir Span here in the fourth quarter, not to overshadow some of the great things that have happened here tonight. The Rams will start their season 0-1. They'll try again next Saturday night at Urbana against Woodstock. We'll talk about it all next, coming up on your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
Guess what, Friday? Thursday is coming for you. You've been the best day of the week for far too long. But now every Thursday, Buffalo Wild Wings sells boneless wings at a discounted price. That's right, Friday. Thursday's looking real confident. And it's not afraid to use partial-priced wings to be the big man on the calendar. Boneless Thursdays. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Prices and participation vary. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you've suffered damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Get active on campus again with the Red Lake College Foundation Alumni Association. Visit rlc.edu/alumni to register and to get started today. Learn news about the college through a newsletter and get access to upcoming events at RLC by joining this growing organization. We want you to become the newest member of the RLC Foundation Alumni Association. Just visit rlc.edu/alumni. With Red Lake College, student journeys start here.
Hi, this is Ramona Flanagan, loan officer and vice president at Community First Bank. For well over a decade, we've been the official home of true community banking in and around Jefferson County. And beyond simple supplying traditional banking services, lending solutions, and supporting our local charities and organizations, we take the most pride in calling ourselves good neighbors. Above all, that's what matters most, community first. It's not our name, it's our belief. Community First Bank, local matters, member FDIC.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show starts now.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. With Jeff Lonnon, I am Chris Hugo. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac sponsors our postgame show. We'll have 3 stars of the game coming up. We'll also have some scoring and stats all straight ahead. 42-6 your final score. The Mount Vernon Rams fall tonight to the Taylorville Tornadoes. Again, final score 42-6. It was 42-0 here in the fourth, and then the Rams get a great pass out of Nick Malone. It's a one-handed grab by Amir Spann. And then Rashid Rudd runs it in the rest of the way to get the Rams on the board for the first time in 2017. We'll tell you more about the stats coming up next here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. More Schmidt-Chevrolet Cadillac postgame coming up. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
Hi, this is Jared Knapp, Vice President of Community First Bank. As part of our 10 years of Community First birthday celebration, Community First Bank has created an all-local fundraising initiative called Community Love. It's local dollars supporting local causes and designed to help area not-for-profits. Plus, Community First will be matching all donations raised this summer up to $10,000. Look for pledge forms hanging in local businesses and join us by showing your community love. For more information, contact us at 244-3000.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
Schmidt-Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Final score here in Taylorville to open up the year. The Mount Vernon Rams fall to the Tornadoes 42-6. The Rams will be back at it next week trying to get to 500. They will play the Woodstock Blue Streaks, and that will be at Urbana High School. So next week, the Rams will have Friday night off, but they will play on Saturday against Woodstock, the Blue Streaks. That'll be at Urbana. That'll be a 7 o'clock pregame. 7:30 will be your opening kickoff from Urbana High School as the Rams have a new Week 2 opponent. Neutral site, that will be at Urbana. We hope you'll tune in next week. We'll be there with you right here on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. We'll have a special 1-hour Saturday sports show tomorrow here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Special 1-hour edition. We'll talk with Mark Goodhart about his Rams. We'll talk with John Shadowins. Last check, the Red Devils of Spencerville, Waltonville, Woodlawn were beating Carmine White County on the road tonight. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. We'll talk with the new head coach of Mount Vernon Lady Rams volleyball, Brooke Paninsky, formerly Brooke Moore. Of course, they had their first match of the season last night. They beat Weber Township in 3 sets. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about everything there is to talk about with Mount Vernon Lady Rams volleyball tomorrow, and we'll see what else we can conjure up along the way for the Saturday sports show tomorrow morning. And, Coach, for the Rams, again, a case where they were trailing 35-0 and 42-0, but only 2 scores on the board in that second half for the Tornadoes, and a case where the Rams I believe they played much better in the second half. They shored some things up, and they had some big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, they did, and I think you could point to probably the last 6 or 7 minutes of the second quarter is where the wind really came out of the sails for the Rams, and then we kind of steadied ourselves, and we really played pretty good football from that point out. You know, we gave up 3 quick scores there in the second quarter. We gave one up at 5:32, we gave one up at 3:17, and we gave one up at 1:26. And that's 21 points right there in a span of, you know, about 4 minutes. And that was directly a cause of fumbles in really, really bad parts of the football field where Taylorville could take advantage down there on their end. And then the big plays. That's the second thing. Just all night long, it seemed like, you know, there was 2 or 3 long pass plays, or a couple long run plays, and there was a punt return, I believe, there that got us pretty good. But there were a whole lot of plays in this football game that were really stalemates, you know, where one team did not get the advantage on the other, and for us that's good. You know, we just have to come up with some more of those plays, and then throw in a few big plays of ourselves along the way, and then you start to see some results. So, you know, it's easy to put a positive spin on this despite the scoreboard, because I know how hard these guys work, and I also know how young they are. And I said this, you know, 10 minutes ago, but it's very rare that you see freshmen, you know, contributing to a 5A football team. Now, you may see it on a 1A football team. In fact, I think you see it a lot at the small schools or a 2A team. and occasionally even at the 3A level. But this is pretty big school football, and these schools have pretty large enrollments that are on our schedule, and as do we. And to see these young guys, come out healthy and contribute is impressive, at least from my standpoint. I've coached it, and I know that. Chris, I'm trying to I was sitting there trying to think when those years that we coached in the late 2000s on those teams, what freshmen did we have that would contribute? And I can't think of just off the top of my head, I can't think of maybe more than one or two that we used. And here we are, we're using these guys now, and it seems tough, I get it, but you can't replace the experience they're getting out there right now. These guys are going to be really good football players and really experienced football players as long as they stick with it and play 4 years of football at Mount Vernon. So there's some bright side to that part of it too. It's long term, it's not immediate, but that's definitely a bright side.
About some scoring and stats.
Well, I do the best I can.
Oh yeah.
I'm not great at this, but I do have some general stats just to kind of tell the tale of the tape here. Team stats for Mount Vernon: they rushed the ball 32 times tonight, and they gained 39 yards. So that's an area the coaches obviously are going to have to work on, is the run game. The passing game, a little better. In fact, quite a lot better. We were 9 for 16 in the air for 102 yards. Didn't throw for any touchdowns, but we did gain some yardage through the air tonight, and that's always a positive. Mount Vernon turned the ball over 3 times tonight. We threw 1 pick, and we fumbled the ball 2 times in a really bad spot at a bad time down there in the second quarter, as we just talked about. Penalties, Mount Vernon 6 for 45 yards. That's pretty good. That's actually really good for considering all the freshmen were playing and all the experience on the field. First downs, Mount Vernon had 9 first downs tonight. Let's see, for Taylorville, they rushed the ball 26 times for 141 yards. They threw the air. They were 10 for 18 for 204 yards, and that's pretty good. I mean, we knew Odom was good coming in, and he proved it tonight. He threw for 204, and several of those were big passes, big plays, and that really hurt us. Taylorville turned the ball over 2 times. Odom did throw 2 picks on 2 excellent plays in the Mount Vernon secondary. Penalties, Taylorville had 11 for 95 yards, and Taylorville also converted 12 first downs. Scoring, we talked about this at halftime, but Taylorville put 4 scores on the board in the first half to make the score 28-0, and in the second half they added another score with 4:04 to go in the third quarter to make it 35-0, and then they tacked on another score on a 16-yard pass play. Incidentally, both of those plays in the second half were on the pass. One was a 38-yard pass, and then this second one here that I was just getting ready to describe was a 16-yard pass at 5:22 of the fourth quarter to make it 42-0. And then, of course, Mount Vernon coming back on that fantastic catch by Amir to put them
phenomenal
in a position.
Catch.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. You kind of, hopefully our viewers saw that on the camera. I'm sure they did. And that put them in a position at the 2-yard line to go ahead and pound the ball in on a 2-yard run by Rasheed Rudd to get Mount Vernon on the board. The run for conversion was no good, but the Rams did get on the board, and that made it 42-6, and that was our final score.
Remarkable a catch it was from your span, set up the Rudd touchdown. We will owe you 3 stars at the game. What we do, in case you missed it last year, is we do 3 stars reverse order. Number 3, number 2, number 1. A lot like hockey. We'll do that coming up on our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. 42-6, the final score from Taylorville. Rams start 0-1. Taylorville 1-0. We'll come back. We'll finish it up here in Christian County from the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
Most Tuesdays are just Tuesdays, except at Buffalo Wild Wings, where Tuesdays are Wing Tuesdays. But now even Wing Tuesdays aren't just Wing Tuesdays, because Wing Tuesdays are half-price Wing Tuesdays, which means your boring Tuesday that became Wing Tuesday now costs you half as much. In case you're confused, we have half-price Wing Tuesdays. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Prices and participation vary. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
Learn about dozens of colleges and universities at the Illinois Regional College Fair, hosted by Red Lake College, on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 until 11. It's free to students and parents. Visit the RLC Gymnasium to ask questions of more than 30 regional schools. Learn about financial aid, scholarships, transferring, how to pick a major, and much more. Take the next step at the Illinois Regional College Fair on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 to 11 at Red Lake College. Red Lake College, your journey starts here.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The 3 stars of the game are next.
3 stars plus an honorable mention are all that's left as we wrap it up here on the Schmitz-Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and video tonight at WMIXsports.com. 3 stars of the game. Rams fall tonight, 42-6. Jeff Lonnon, who we got?
We got at number 3. We got, let me get my list over here. We got Isaiah Damron. Number 2, we got Evan Leak. And number 1, we got Rashid Rudd. And our honorable mention, and we could not leave this guy out for that amazing catch, was Amir Spann.
Yeah, you can't ignore something that great. And that's exactly what that catch was by Amir. Showed his athleticism and was able to come away with a big grab. It's what set up the Rudd score. And, you know, Damron played well tonight, played hard. Came back from injury. Leak played very well tonight.
And I thought, and honestly too, I thought, you know, I thought the quarterback Nick Malone did a really serviceable job. I thought, you know, he didn't try to do too much. You know, I think, you know, if anything, I'd encourage him to do more.
Sure.
You know, I think his footwork was really good. I think he ran the offense. We didn't run the ball very well tonight. You know, we didn't get much space. It was a very good defensive front and a good defense we faced. But just watching him, he looked smooth in the pocket. He looked smooth taking snaps. He didn't drop anything. You know, that's a shotgun offense. You know, you know, they took how many snaps did they take tonight? 28. They ran 28 plays in the first half and the second half. 28 is what? 56 plays. So they ran 56 plays tonight, and there wasn't one botched snap. There wasn't one drop snap. I think our center did a good job getting it back there. So there were, you know, there's just a lot of positives. You know, they're young, and they're just going to have to keep playing hard. And when we do win a game, it's going to be sweet, you know, for these guys, because it takes a lot of guts. It really does to play high school football when you're on a team that's young. And it's going to take some lumps here and there. And you know, it's very easy for you to just, you know, say, it's not for me. I don't want to do this. But, you know, these guys, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the last 5 minutes of this game, spurred by the catch by Spann, you felt a lot of positive emotion over here from the fans and the players. So I hope people that were here tonight can appreciate all the little things that happened that were positives, and not just pay attention to the scoreboard, because the scoreboard might not work out for you all the time. But you know, if you play the game hard and you don't quit, and you're coachable and you're doing everything you can, you know, then that's all you can do. And that's what we did tonight. We did all we could do. Did make a couple mistakes, but I guarantee you none of them were on purpose. So we're all human, and we'll try to fix those things in practice, I'm sure, this week. And it'll be another tough road trip up to Urbana next week for sure. But if we keep playing hard, good things will happen, and they'll get that win. It could be sooner rather than later. And I enjoyed it tonight. We had really nice weather up here, and we saw some positive things. And I'm excited the football season started.
Well, and hopefully we see those positives turn into some W's along the way for this young group. Jeff Lonnon, pleasure tonight. 42-6 final. Rams fall on the road in the season opener. They're back at it next week. We'll talk about it tomorrow on our special 1-hour Saturday sports show. For Jeff Lonnon, for Hunter Schrader here, our cameraman tonight, for Seth Gass back at the Mount Vernon studio, for all of us at WMIX Sports as we shake off the rust as the new season begins. I'm Chris Hugo. Thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show. So long from Taylorville.
Mount Vernon Rams football on